You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks, and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. That's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Runners on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 jets. If I can't make it do for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. There's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this world in my whole life, my whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home and change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her. They don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fancy on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tech, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can. The streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know life. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this war in my whole life, my whole life.
When Westworld, let's get it. Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make more. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in. in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Skimmer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it. Feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the beast loose, but they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Paid my dues, never left a wage, I just rage roar. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy, never lose control, never losing, dog, I plan to keep. You lose your mind where I'm from, I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul, losing time, wasting steady pacing, you off track, I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping he can save you. But the power about war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason. Got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest. They gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One West world, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains. So when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have a deep squad. Been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size. Spit that holy fire. When you hear it, you get baptized. One West world, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the glow glow. Let's have a feast, let's shine on our enemies. Right in their face, let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we half, but we come from half not. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom, birthed out of mud, raised by gangsters, turned out a thug. I ain't give a fuck, burnt out I was, from hitting licks in and out and selling nicks in the drought.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world. Got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome. This is Let It Be Known what's going on.
It's going down.
Let's check it out for anyone that's
All right, this is Rudy Speech, man. We got Captain Taiwan in the building.
anyone viewing the stream. You can call in. The number is 917-779-9499. Again, we're live. The airs are open. The phone line is open. The number is 917-779-9499. All right. What's going on, huh?
Yo, what's going down, man? You already know how we do. Once again, let it be known, we are live from ISUPK headquarters right here in Harlem, New York. Let it be known. What's this, episode 67, 66?
Something like that.
Something in the high 60s.
We just going. Non-stop.
Yo, thank you for joining us, man. Big shout out to the chat. Give the chat a hand, man.
Yeah.
Give all our supporters a hand, man. It's going down once again. We are live from ISUPK headquarters. Joining us in a minute, we got the man of the hour, the prince of the power, Precinct Officer Shalaya Allah, right outside. He'll be joining us in a minute. Give him a hand. We also got Officer Karab in the building. He'll be in here shortly. Give him a hand.
We got money and muscles.
Money and muscles in the building.
Officer Yawa.
Long Island, New York. Officer Yawa Allah. Give him a hand, man.
What's that song? That voiceover? We're trying to lift up weights. And
we got A Greasy in the building. Give him a hand.
You gonna put the Arnold Schwarzenegger in? Here's me, AG. What's going on? We also got the man from YO, Bratiza
in the building. Give him a hand, man.
We got the Bronx shooter.
Yeah, let's go down.
Bronx shooter in the building.
I'm not the Bronx shooter, not at all.
His name is Hayala.
Precinct Officer Hayala.
If you're looking for him,
give him a
he's
hand.
on Let It Be Known.
Listen, man, when they call me the Bronx shooter, I get a little scared. Like there's somebody running around called the Bronx shooter right now, and they're looking for him. It's not
Shout
me.
out the Bronx shooter.
It's definitely not me, yo.
Tell her what your name means.
My name is Priest and Officer Harya Allah, which means the mountain of the Most High, the mountain of the Lord. You give me a hand.
Yeah. So what's good? How everyone's feeling? What's up?
Well, listen, man.
I'm good. You look good.
Man.
Look at it. Looking like a silverback, all brolic and everything you eat. That's that celery he be eating.
Listen, man. Y'all, everybody, they can hear me?
They can hear you.
Okay, cool. I'm good, man.
Most High in Christ.
I'm working on some things, and
I bet.
it got me excited. So, yeah.
Most High in Christ.
I never seen him smile so much.
He's definitely working on some things, man.
Yeah.
What's good with you, huh?
Everything's too wild, man. Big shout out to Addictive Chaos, man.
Yes.
It's definitely
Shout out
going down,
Addictive
man.
Chaos.
Give that
Big ring.
The big ring. Black diamonds in the building. If you missed it, make sure you play this back. You look at that pinky ring. It is shining.
Shit, man.
But yeah,
What we
man.
getting into today, man?
Well, you know, the one major story going down, especially here in the 5 boroughs of New York City. Hey, man, give this jacket a hand. Most times.
Yeah, that's my new jacket right there.
Woo!
Yeah.
Fire,
It's
fire.
still in
one
design.
bless.
Shout out Officer Yatazar. Y'all better put in your pre-orders with Officer Yatazar.
Yeah,
he
def-
coming out with some
definitely gotta holler at
fire
him,
stuff
man.
in the next 3 weeks.
Big shout out to
That's
Officer
hard.
Yatazar. Give him a hand, man.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Damn right.
But yeah, man, one major story going down in the 5 boroughs right now.
And it's big right now.
Really, really big story. A horrible story to hear. What's the brother's name?
Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely.
Jordan Neely.
Let me put his image up on the screen real
Put
quick.
his image up there, man. Let's burn this brother's name into our Rolodexes, into the long list of fallen brothers and sisters who have to perish at the hands of our oppressors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The Sandra Blands of the world and the Eric Garners of the world and
this was done by some vigilantes.
some vigilante on the train, some ex-Marines. Some
Here he goes.
vigilantes on the train, some ex-Marines
That's Jordan Neely.
went out and murdered this brother on the train station. I gotta tell you, man, we watched some of that video on Cross the Line the other night. Big shout out to Cross the Line Radio. Make sure you tune it in. The video was absolutely sickening.
Right.
The video is absolutely sickening, man. You're not only watching the person choking the brother, you know, for 15 minutes. Like that's one thing that gets me.
And he was in the military.
He's
he
in
know
the
exactly
military.
what he's doing.
Yes.
You
He's
know what I'm
trained to
saying?
kill.
Yeah, he knows
He's
exactly
trained to
what he's doing.
kill. But let me tell you something. He's in the military and he's supposed to know what he's doing. But if you watch that video, it is clear that he did not know what he was doing. And that's why it took 15 minutes and for that brother to die.
Salakia, so if I may, you know what I'm saying? For brothers who have trained before, you know what I'm saying, in the military and training, so on and so forth, grappling, so on and so forth. You know that, you know what I'm saying, you have been choked before and you have choked people out. You know, it only takes about 3 to 5 seconds to choke somebody unconscious.
Right.
That's the stand. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much the same. When you're a good choker,
Right.
you know what you're doing, and you're choking somebody who know how to fight against the choke. You know what I'm saying? And it only takes you about 3 to 5 seconds so them go unconscious. If you holding somebody for 15 minutes, your intention is to kill him.
No doubt
He's
about
already
that.
dead. He's already dead. I said 45 seconds to a
Right.
minute. He's already dead.
And what's crazy is like the other guys like holding his hands down to make sure
Right.
he can't, you know, fight for his life. Like,
Right.
he can't even warn you that he can't breathe and all that stuff. What's going on?
Yeah, I agree with everything what you're saying. And I want to come back to it, but Patrick's time. What's the point of saying Neely was regularly arrested? What's the point of stating that a man who was murdered
Right.
was regularly arrested? Who cares if he was arrested 45 times? He was murdered.
Hold on. Let me speak on that a bit. He was a trained performer. Like he would perform on the train. Do you understand that you get a ticket for that? You know what I mean?
Yes, you
So,
do.
To say a person who it's a reason he was arrested 45 times and never he ain't in jail and prison sentence, because every day you go down there and perform on a train or you sell candy or whatever, you get a ticket. You get arrested. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's so. Listen, it's more of a crime to jump a turnstile. You know what I mean? These are broken window crimes. These are crimes that are not crimes. It's how you make crimes, how you make up crimes. Like when crime is down in the city, the police, who makes their budget off of crime,
quotas.
Create crime.
You need quotas.
You know what I mean? People don't understand that. It's called like broken window crimes.
Broken window
So
theory. Yeah.
when crime is down, like people ain't killing each other and all this type of shit, right? Remember, the police budget is based off arrest. Guess what happens? Everyone starts, jaywalking. You start getting arrested for jaywalking. You start getting arrested for dancing on the train.
Too many people in the elevator.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? He was arrested 45 times because he was a train performer. That's why. If anything, that should show you the priorities of the city. And also, what that got to do with a civilian murdering him.
Okay, and how would you say he's a threat to the public?
Isn't the murderer a threat to the public? He murdered the public.
You know who's a threat to the public? The NYPD is a threat to the public.
Yeah, like
Right.
Let's keep the cops out of this because the cops wasn't involved, right? Why are you claiming that the victim's a threat to the public, but not the one who murdered someone? You know who never murdered someone? Patrick, what's his name? Neely?
Right.
He's not a murderer. You know who is a murderer? The other guy.
That white Marine.
Right.
He's a murderer. He's a vigilante. He's not a police officer. The problem is, in your mind, you think white is authority. In your mind.
Right.
That's something you got to deal with. In your mind, when you see white people, you think they're authority. They're correct. Since when was this civilian judge, jury, executioner?
Patrick, call the line, Patrick. We want to hear from you. We want to know if you're a white man or not. We want to hear your voice and talk about the situation with us. The phone number is 917-779-9499.
I don't care if he's white or black. He's white here. He's right. He's white up here. What's wrong with you? How you look at a murder and think like, oh, you know what, and justify it in your head? There's something wrong with you, bro.
Right.
That's your issue. That's the problem right there.
And we're not just talking about a murder.
Oh my God.
We're not just talking about a murder. Because when we look at different types of homicide, when we look at different types of murders, they are all categorized different because of the intent and the mentality that goes into the act while it's being committed. Right. This is not a drive-by. This is not a misunderstanding and a fist fight where a dude hit his head and died. This is a maniac who spent 15 minutes. Think about this for a second.
Right.
15 minutes. The average MMA round is 5 minutes. The average entire MMA fight, 3 5-minute rounds, is 15 minutes. This is a choke that lasted 15 minutes. This means that throughout minute 1 to minute 15, you had every opportunity to cool and calm yourself down. You was not in danger.
Nope.
The man was outnumbered. The man was on the ground. You had every opportunity to rethink your actions, subdue this man, find yourself in a safe position, and know that he's no longer a threat to you and he's no longer a threat to the people around you. You stayed dedicated to killing him. You stay dedicated to that. And what Officer Paratazar brought out earlier is very important as well. If we look at the technique that was applied to that man, that's referred to as a rear naked choke. That means that you're going to be behind your opponent. You're going to apply that choke, and none of his arms is going to be in the way of your arms around his neck. And so that choke is naked, right? If you apply that choke correctly, you're going to squeeze the arteries in your opponent's neck and render him unconscious in seconds.
Right.
If you're hanging on to his neck for 15 minutes, that means you are actively choking him. You're not stopping the blood. That means you're stopping his oxygen from going to his brain. You're trying to kill him.
Right.
Month 5, you could have stopped yourself. Minute 5, you could have stopped. Minute 10, you could have stopped.
His hands was restricted by another guy.
His hands was being held by the other person.
If I may, you know what I'm saying? 5 seconds.
Right.
5
seconds.
5 seconds. It would have stopped.
5 seconds.
Yeah, and so,
let me explain something. The police allowed this maniac to leave.
Right.
Away. Like, you have to understand this and ask yourself this for real. if there was 3 black men, civilians, who just choked out and killed a white man on the train, do you believe the police would have let him go?
Right.
Ask yourself that.
Damn right.
He over here making statements on Twitter. The murderer. He making statements on Twitter like, well, this is trying to explain things like it ain't a video. The police are saying we gotta do further investigation. Like they didn't watch an entire video of it. There's nothing to investigate. The whole video's there. You know what I'm saying? From beginning to end.
Damn right. Well, what we're looking at in this story is a direct result of one, gentrification in the cities. The reason why this man doesn't want to hold himself accountable, the reason why society doesn't want to hold him accountable, the reason why Patrick Time would rather hold the victim, the man who is dead, accountable, as opposed to the homicidal maniac that killed him accountable, is because that's just how they look at us.
Right.
Listen, he got a record. He's a so-called criminal. Why not kill him? Why not kill him in the most inhumane way? Not even a firing squad is as inhumane as the way they killed this man. With one man on his back choking him and 2 other men holding his hands.
All of his extremities.
Holding every part of him until he dies. I think every single person in that video should be charged with murder. It was a murder. It was an execution. It was a murder. It happened in public. Everybody down to the cameraman.
Right. How you just sitting there watching this? And let me tell you something, man. Like, you see people protesting today and everything like that. And
the video.
And there's people who, like Patrick, whoever, the guy in the comment section, who thinks that's okay. You have to really ask yourself how you can watch a murder and be okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that say about you? Right. There's an issue with you. You shouldn't be able to watch no murder of an innocent person.
Let alone one that lasts for 15 minutes.
It's gruesome.
Like you're watching this go on for 15 minutes. It's crazy. Like, even when you think about New York City trains, a regular fist fight normally doesn't last 15 minutes.
Right.
Like, if 2 dudes got into a regular fist fight on a New York City train, 7 minutes tops before people are breaking it up. You pulled into another station, the cops are there.
It won't even last.
It won't even last that long.
Like, come on, man.
Like, when do you get a 15-minute time span to choke somebody like that on the train and to just continuously do it? Like, what type of rage?
And listen, I'm concerned about how the police came and let him go.
And let him go, of course.
That is my issue. So just understand this. Understand this psychology right here. They didn't let the victim go because he was dancing on the train. They arrested him, right?
Right.
You said he had like 45 arrests from being a train performer, right? Right. So performing on the train, the cops lock you up.
Right.
Right. But for murder, they don't. What does that tell you about the culture of the NYPD? What does that tell you about the people who's supposed to protect and serve? Who are they serving? Who are they protecting and from who? These are questions we got to ask because you fund them. You know what I mean? The New York City budget for the NYPD is $11 billion.
Right.
You know what I mean? You see the homeless people on the train, but they give the cops $11 billion.
Right.
And what they do, they arrest a person dancing, but don't arrest a person killing.
They'll arrest a woman trying to sell churros and tamales, but
they'll tackle her, and you know what I'm saying? But a person who just murdered someone on video.
In front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, witnesses, everything. Let him go. Let him go.
Let him go.
Not only let him go, try to protect his identity.
Right.
We had to wait days to find out who this person was. You know who we didn't have to wait days to find the victim? You had to wait days to find out his police record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That, and you gotta understand that comes from the NYPD. Like, they are protecting this guy. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's because that guy is in line with their morals.
Believe that.
They don't see he did anything wrong.
Nothing at all. How could they possibly see that he did anything wrong? He's an ex-Marine killing poor and homeless people. Like, isn't that what they do? Yes. Isn't that what they were doing in Afghanistan all those years?
Exactly.
And Iraq and Vietnam? He's trained to kill poor, unarmed, homeless people.
Now ask yourself this. Why do people need to be out in the streets to get an arrest? You have to
Right.
think of how far
Check,
it goes, right? So the district attorney,
Move over.
who knows about this case, she's not giving the okay for the cops to arrest this guy.
The picture.
Right.
Why not? I mean,
Take him off.
so the cops don't think it's wrong. The district attorney don't think it's wrong either.
Right.
What do we? So people have to actually march in the streets, stop the trains, and standing by the tracks just to get an arrest of a murder we all saw.
Listen, let me say something real quick. What's the person's name?
Patrick's time.
Patrick Times. Listen, I don't know if it's a brother or a devil. You understand? Let me say something. You talking about crimes and statuses? What about the oppressors' crimes and statuses, man?
Right.
What about them? For years and generations, white people has been doing the black people all craziness.
Right.
Sunset towns, lynching us, feeding our children the gators. What about their crimes? You ain't talking about their problems and the things that they've done to us. What about their judgment? You worry about a brother that's on the subway asking for food. I don't give a damn if he has a mental problem. Guess what? All oppressors have mental problems, man.
Right.
If you gotta lynch kids and babies and cut a woman open with her womb and let the kid fall out, that's a mental problem.
Right.
White people have mental problems, man. Don't you know that? Don't you know our oppressor is the most mentalist person out there? He
Right.
suffers from a mental illness, man. And that's called he's a devil. He's a deceiver. And you worrying about one brother that has what? Mental illness, maybe? That's asking for food? Well, listen, next time you asking for food, I hope you get choked out.
Right.
I hope you go through this then, if that's the case. You worrying about one brother that's asking for food, was clearly getting choked out. He's trying to get out of the chokehold, and then someone's grabbing his arm like, no, don't. Just let it happen.
You gotta die.
Let it happen. No, just let it happen. You understand? You try to bring up statistics and this about black on black crime or white on this crime. White people's been doing it since the 1600s,
Right.
1400s. I could keep going back. I could go back to the Greeks, the Romans, the Phoenicians. I could keep going.
Exactly.
White people's been murdering blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians for centuries. Why?
Right.
Because we're the children of God, man. Bashar?
And Patrick, this is not selective outrage because all murder is wrong.
Yeah.
When a
Right.
black man kills another black man, it's wrong. When a Hispanic man kills another
Right.
Hispanic
Right.
man, it is wrong.
But they
Murder
go
is
to jail
wrong.
for it. Has this guy been arrested? No.
Damn the jail. Listen,
on,
they
man.
don't even get judged, man. They get sent home with pay. The fact that we having this discussion to get a judgment for our brother to let you know there's something wrong.
We have no compassion.
Nobody has compassion for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Not Patrick at all. Patrick definitely don't have no compassion, man, at all.
And you can tell that the oppressor has no compassion because what about the compassion for all the children that Jeffrey Epstein was sex trafficking? Where's the outrage for that? But you want to have outrage. You want to be upset about speaking up against the murder of a black man.
Right.
Absolutely.
And let me explain something, man. Especially in New York City, it's happened in New York City. Listen, New York has a long history of abusing black people. In case y'all didn't know, right? Because people go to New York City to visit and all this stuff. Lincoln Center, that whole area used to be a black town.
Yep.
Central Park used to be a black town.
Like a village.
Hudson Yards used to be a black town. Like these are the places you go to see. Fight the financial district used to be a black graveyard. You know what I'm saying? New York City has a long history of abusing black people. You know what I mean? And somehow we the problem. A person asking for food is the problem. And you want to look at his past crimes.
And you know what's
what about their crimes?
You know what's
Like
funny?
you said, like-
What's so funny is I'm looking at his comment. He says, "I have never oppressed nobody." Listen, you might never have oppressed nobody, but your last name did.
Word.
Whatever your last name is, oppressed blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And you better not be a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian because you're a traitor.
Right.
You're a goddamn traitor if you one of us. But if you're a so-called oppressor, if you're a so-called heathen, your last name says it all. I could just Google your last name and find a black man being hung.
Oh, Neely.
Right, I can find anything with your last name. Say, put your last name. If you're so brave enough, put your last name up.
Right.
And let's Google it in front of the world and see if your last name has hung anybody.
Right.
Has your relatives has murdered anybody
My
or
homie-
got funds. Why? Because you supported the World War II and Hitler. Maybe
Larry.
that. Put your last name up. We don't put your last name up. If you're
Listen,
so
you
brave.
proud. That's your surname.
Schwarzenberg.
That's your surname. Right. That's your family name, your family crest. Come on, man. Y'all all guilty. Y'all all guilty.
And listen,
Listen, Patrick is guilty by association now, ain't he?
yep.
Right?
Yeah.
What was the crime asking for food? Nothing. So what's he guilty of? By association. And you are too. You are too. You're guilty by association.
And this is the problem with people like Patrick. He's doing selective outrage.
Right.
He's doing selective outrage because what about his people? I bet you he don't go talk about his people when they get choked out, right?
This is a perfect example, right? There's a white man who is a murderer who murdered someone.
Right.
How that's not a problem for you?
Right.
Think about that. Think about that. That speaks to y'all how y'all are. It's not a problem for you.
Absolutely.
It's not a problem for you that a white man murdered an innocent black man.
Right.
That is you. So how can you look at this brother like I never oppressed no one? How do you think you got that mindset?
Right.
Why do you think for you it's okay for someone to be murdered and to watch it?
Right.
So and be all right with it. You can sit there and watch a murder and be all right with it. It's sick. It's you.
Right.
It's something in your head. Listen, you said you never oppressed no one. Then why do you have that ideology? Huh? Why do you think that's okay? Right? You never been involved in anything.
Murder is definitely wrong, Patrick. You are absolutely right. Murder is wrong. But guess what? Our oppressor murders us every day.
Right.
Every day to the point you're scared. We're scared to go to work. We're scared to, as you see, ride the subway. We scared to ask for food. Why? Because a white man might choke us out for asking for food. You're the ones who talking about, listen, we got to cure mental illness, man. We the ones got to take care of this. You're the one who's supposed to be civilized. You so-called made America, right? But yet you want to decivilize us.
I would say they have never been civil.
Of course they're never civil. But that's the point.
They've never had people next to them who they got along with.
Of course.
They've never been civil. You're not civilized. Let's keep it real.
What do you say?
White on black crime is not the problem.
White on black crime is not the problem.
So wait. It's only not the problem when white people kill black people. That's what you're saying? Hear yourself. Crime is a problem. Ain't it? All of it. But for you, when white people kill black people, that's not a problem.
Listen, this is what I want to know.
Devil, yeah.
Listen, I don't even know. I want Patrick, if you listen to, I want you to be honest. I want to know what's your nationality. Put your nationality on the screen so we can know if you're a traitor or you're an oppressor, because it does matter. Man. It absolutely matters if you're a traitor or you're an oppressor. Don't be scared. You're watching the show, so let us know what you are.
Let it be known.
He said white people don't go burn down black neighborhoods.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you positive? White people don't go down burning down villas.
We just came from North Carolina.
Go Google that, Shaw. Put that up on the screen. This is how I know you're a devil.
You know what's crazy? I just gave an example.
This is how I know you are a so-called oppressor.
Lincoln Center is in New York, where Lincoln Center is, that whole area was a black town.
But sir,
Central Park was a black town called Seneca Village.
Sir, you're a black man.
Hudson Yards. These are neighborhoods in the same city.
Go ahead, Sean. Put that up. Put that picture
you're
up.
a black man, so he's not going to listen to you. But maybe the New York Times, owned by white people,
right? Put that up. Put that up, Sean. Let them know what happened. White people don't burn down nothing. They so innocent and civil and make all these laws. Show them what you got right there, Sean. See what it says.
What the Tulsa Race Massacre destroyed. Imagine a community of great possibilities and prosperity built by black people, right, for black people. Right. Places to work, places to live, places to learn and shop and play, places to worship.
Right.
Now imagine it being ravaged by flames. In May 1921, the Tulsa.
Wait, Ashar. Go back and read that. Say what?
Now imagine it being ravaged by flames.
What?
Ravaged by flames.
Flames is what?
Ravaged by flames.
Fire gotta be what?
Ravaged by flames.
White people never burn down buildings. What?
Ravaged by flames.
Black people destroy their own towns. What?
Ravaged by flames.
I need Patrick to apologize right now, Patrick.
Damn right.
Patrick, I need you to apologize, man. You said white people don't burn down buildings. I need you to apologize right now, Patrick. Before we move on, I need you to apologize so we can have a civil conversation, because you lied just now. You're a liar and said white people don't burn down buildings. Read it again, Ashar. What happened?
It says, now imagine it being ravaged by flames.
Where are you reading from?
The New York Times.
Say what?
The New York Times.
Say what?
The New York Times.
Google how long the New York Times been around, Ashar. Google how long the New York Times been around. Maybe it's been around for 10 years, 20 years. Maybe it was just invented. Tell me how long the New York Times been on this goddamn green earth, man.
September 18th.
1851.
1851.
Wait, what?
Oh, I went too fast.
Wait, what? How long the New York Times been here?
18.
No. Say it slower.
September.
Okay.
18th.
18.
51.
We didn't even have our rights yet, man. We were still picking goddamn cotton, man. And the New York Times said, what about white people, Ashar?
Ravaged by flames.
I need Patrick to apologize right now, man.
Damn right.
I need him to apologize. If he doesn't apologize, block him. We can't move on because you're a liar. You're a white liar and says white people don't burn down buildings. We just read it.
Wait. He said white people don't burn down black neighborhoods.
Oh, that's even worse.
Was that not a black neighborhood?
That's even worse.
That's
even worse. Patrick, where you at, Patrick? What you saying? Come on, Patrick, speak up.
We're quiet now.
Black Lives Matter burn down their own. We're not talking about black on black crime, and that's wrong too. You said, wait. You said white people don't burn down black buildings, Patrick. So what happened? Explain that. Explain white people burning down Tusco, Oklahoma, man. Explain that. If you don't explain that in the next minute, and we blocking you, because I don't want to hear it. You are a white liar, just like your ancestors, man.
Damn right.
Your ancestors been lying since the beginning of time.
Look, he's trying to deceive everybody.
Right.
What's another word for a deceiver?
A devil.
A what?
A devil.
A what?
A devil.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Come on, man. Patrick, are you going to apologize, Patrick? You said white people don't burn down black buildings. Read it again, Ashar.
White people don't go burn down black neighborhoods.
No, I'm talking about the New York Times. Let them see it.
Now imagine it being ravaged by flames.
Ravaged by what?
Ravaged by flames.
Fire is what?
Flames.
Fire is what?
Flames.
White people burn down Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma by what?
Flames.
I need an apology, Patrick. I need an apology right now. Where is it? Type in the goddamn chat. Where is the apology on all our brothers and sisters that died by flames?
Right.
Where's the apology? And your white lies. Where is it? Where's the apology? I don't want to move on until Patrick gives an apology. Ashar.
And if we keep reading, it says hundreds of Greenwood residents were brutally killed. Their homes and businesses wiped out. They were casualties of a furious, heavily armed white mob of looters and arsonists.
That sounds like white people burning down black neighborhoods freely.
Right.
That sounds like white on black crime.
Wait, you want to know something else, sir?
Go ahead, Ashar.
One factor that drove the violence of the white mob of looters and white mob of arsonists is the resentment toward the black prosperity found in the block after block of Greenwood.
Okay,
Jealousy.
Patrick, I need an apology. Where is it? Where's the apology, Patrick? There is not. Block that white devil.
And the
block the devil. I don't want
disgusting thing about Patrick is the boldness that he said it.
Right.
You want to know why he can say it so bold? Because he's never learned about that. He doesn't know about Tulsa, Oklahoma.
He doesn't.
You know? They raise him to have the confidence and the boldness of their white lies.
Listen,
you know
and that's why
white people ain't never did nothing like that.
And Shaw, do me a favor.
Yes,
do me a favor. Google the New York City draft riots of 1863.
God.
You want to know how black people got out of Manhattan?
right? Black people used to live in Manhattan. Remember, Central Park was our neighborhood. Yeah, where Lincoln Center was where Hudson Yard. We was all in Manhattan. What drove black people out of Manhattan? Because Manhattan was black. Did you know that?
Right.
What made them go further up to Harlem?
Right.
What drove black people out of Manhattan and into Harlem? And who did it and how do they look? Can we please find that? Please find that.
Concern. Right here it says, this is from the History Channel. The New York draft riots occurred in July 1863 when the anger of working class New Yorkers over a new federal draft law during the Civil War sparked 5 days of some of the bloodiest 5 days of some of the bloodiest and most destructive rioting in U.S. history.
Now, this is 1863, right? So black people was what?
Still slaves.
Still slaves. So since you're not a citizen, you can't be drafted into the war. You know who was mad about that? White people. White people was mad because if you was rich, a rich white person, you could pay your way out of the draft. And black people, he was property. He wasn't able to be drafted, right? You can't draft a cow, right? You can't draft. All right. So what did they do? If we can just dive into there a little bit.
Hundreds of people were killed.
What?
Hundreds of people were killed.
Keep going.
Many more seriously injured. And black New Yorkers were often the target of the rioters' violence.
Listen, it sounds like there's been a history of New York. It sounds like this is New York history.
Right.
This is how New York is New York. Keep going.
I'm skipping down a little bit.
Right.
Let's see.
Listen, I studied all this. These devils burned down an orphanage, a black orphanage. They tried to kill all of the black children.
Right.
And you know, black people had to grab their children out the orphanage, grab random children out the orphanage so they don't die. They try to burn an orphanage. If you could find it, please.
It says here, white dock workers long opposed to the black men working on the docks alongside them.
I thought you wanted us to have jobs. Keep going.
A demonstration against employers hiring black workers on the docks had turned violent earlier in 1863. They took the opportunity to destroy many of the businesses near the docks that catered to black workers and attacked their owners. If you even
supported black people, if you even hired black people. Remember, this is the same place where they say, oh, you can get a job and pull yourself up the bootstraps. But do they really want that? No. Keep going.
As part of their effort to erase the black working...
To what?
Their effort to erase.
To erase. Keep going.
The black working class from the city. Hold on, there's more.
Right.
By far, the worst violence was reserved for black men.
Keep going.
A number of whom were lynched or beaten to death.
Oh, this is in the South. Was it the South?
This is New York City.
This is New York City.
With shocking brutality.
Shocking brutality.
In all, the published death toll of the New York City draft riots was 119 people, though estimates of the actual number of people killed reached as high as 1,200.
Exactly. And it was 1,200, by the way. And you know what they did? You know what they did? To try to hide how many people they killed, they put them in a mass burial ground, right? And when 9/11 happened, right, that mass burial ground was discovered in the financial district. Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind.
What a good place to hide your dirty deeds on top of underneath money.
They built buildings on top of you, so you can never ever be found again.
And you wouldn't think to knock them down because that's where all the money is. That's where the money transaction.
They try to hide it forever.
It.
They try to hide it forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where's the bodies? We don't know how many people died until 9/11. You know what I mean? So while you was mourning this country and oh my God, they were discovering like, yo, we trying to find people who died we finding old bones. Like what is this? We're trying to find survivors and we're finding a mass burial ground.
Feet and feet underneath the city. Listen, anyone watching the show, you wanna ask a question, pose a comment, say something. Listen, the number is 917-779 9499. Everyone in the chat, if you want to say something, call up the show 917-779-9499.
Right. If I could have shot real quick, right? Let me get Second Peter chapter 3 verse 9. Right? Because listen, I still want the apology from Patrick. I know he blocked.
Listen, don't worry, he gonna make another.
Right.
account.
Listen, listen. I don't care if he make a goddamn video. That video better start off. I apologize.
Right.
To the people that let it be known.
Right.
Yeah, Con. We're gonna read start from verse 9. We're gonna go down. But listen, he talking about white people ain't never burned down a black buildings. You know what I'm saying? Black people buildings. We proved it. But let me get this scripture. Go ahead, read it.
Sir. 2 Peter's chapter 3 verse 9.
Right.
The Lord is not slack.
Right. The Lord is what?
Not slack.
Right.
Concerning his promise.
Right. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise. The Lord is going to absolutely make sure blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, he's going to come rescue you, man. Just like he did in Egypt, he's going to come and rescue out of your oppression. Why? Because you have white people saying white people ain't never burned down no black buildings. We ain't never destroyed. We ain't never put you in slavery. What you talking about? You asked to be civil.
Transatlantic slave trade. When did that happen?
Right. The Native Indians gave us this land by 2 coins and some pearls. They gave us this land.
A box of beads.
Right.
Trade.
So because of that, the Lord is not slacking on his promise, man. Keep going.
As some men count slackness, but is long suffering.
Right. Keep going.
To usward.
Right.
Not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Yeah, all should come to repentance. This is letting you know, listen, you have time to repent. Because the Lord is promised to come back and save blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Some people might not believe it. Some people is like, damn, the Lord taking forever to come back. I don't want to go to slavery no more. I don't want to deal with the lying lips of this white devil, man. We gotta hear stuff like that all day. And you gotta thank the Lord for the Commanding General Yohana and the ISUPK out of 1 West 120th Street, because we're the only ones who combated this white devil.
Right.
You might not know history, but we for damn sure know history, man. No white devil can come on our platform and say white people ain't never did no harm to no black people. You know,
right.
We got listen. I could go in the book. Right. I could go in the back and pull out a random book, and it will tell you the white man's the devil.
Right.
Damn
I could go right here. Won't look like this. Pull out a random book, and it will prove the white man is the devil.
I'll tell you when to stop, and that book will have the
right.
answer.
And guess what? This next scripture is gonna show you why the Lord is not gonna slack on his way back to save us. Keep going, Ashar.
2 Peter chapter 3 verse 10.
But
the day of the Lord.
But the what?
The day of the Lord.
But the day of the what?
The Lord. Will come as a thief in the night.
That day of the Lord, he's gonna come as a thief in the night. Just like how white people got all their security cameras, their dogs, and their tall fence. They live in a gated community. They feel safe.
The motion detector.
Right. They feel safe until what? That guy comes at the screen mask guy comes behind the closet. Like, how the hell you get in here? Don't worry how I got in here. You like scary movies?
Call coming from inside.
Right. Well, listen, that's how it is. You get the call out of nowhere. Like, listen, Samantha, have you seen Scream? Have you seen this and this? No, who is it? Who's calling me? He's gonna come scare you like a thief in the night. Keep going, Ashar.
Concern. It says, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise.
Right.
And the elements shall melt.
And shall what?
Shall melt.
Shall what?
Shall melt.
And shall do what, Ashar? Just like they burned down our buildings, their buildings shall what?
Melt.
Listen, what goes around comes around, right?
Right.
What goes around comes around. You burn down our buildings, the Lord's gonna melt America because
that's justice.
Right. That's justice.
By definition, that's justice.
Right. Because nobody paid for Tulsa, Oklahoma. Nobody. But because of that, the Lord's gonna melt. Guess what? Times Square. He's gonna melt San Francisco.
Melted.
He's gonna melt Florida. He's gonna melt Montana. Where's Mount Rushmore? Where's Mount Rushmore at?
That's like in the Midwest, I think.
The Midwest, wherever Mount Rushmore is, guess what? Those faces is gonna melt for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
Right.
They're gonna melt it. And in that day, I will get to say to Patrick, black people didn't melt. Black people didn't set white people's buildings on fire. What are you talking about? Show me where a black man melted the earth. And that day, I'm gonna say that to Patrick. Patrick, what are you talking about? You destroyed my city. The Lord didn't destroy your city. What city? This was already burning.
Right.
Just like how y'all would say. Look, these buildings was already knocked down. Why do you even care? That's how y'all say it. That's what our oppressor says. Your oppressor says, pull yourself up from the bootstrap. There ain't even straps on the boot. There ain't no boot.
Right.
They already come with boots and silver spoons and money and this and say, listen, I built a business with a cool $1 million.
I'm up all the loan
Right.
$1 million.
That's how they think. They think that's struggling. They think their parents is rich and they went to a summer job and made it up on their own and got this job and became an executive producer or whatnot. And I came from the bottom where you don't even know what the bottom looks like.
Right.
You don't even know what it looks like to struggle to the point you're saying white people never burn down black businesses. White people never killed black people. Are you kidding me? Well, guess what? On that day, we can say, I've never touched the black white man's head. I didn't care. The Lord never burned down white buildings. We gonna have the choice to say the same thing to him. Why? Because he's a devil. He's a deceiver, and he deserves everything that the Lord got to give to him, man.
Right.
Right. Damn right. Give that a hand.
You want me to finish it?
Damn right.
Sorry. Real quick. We speaking on this white man choking the brother?
Yes.
That's what we're elaborating on. Did we show the video yet?
No, we were some devil came into the chat
Right.
and was trying to speak bad about the murder of this innocent black man.
Okay. All right. No sweat. He's speaking bad about it. What do you mean?
As though he deserved it. He's victim blaming.
Yes.
He wasn't speaking bad. He's speaking truthful because he's a devil. You know what I'm saying? So he's speaking truth. He wasn't speaking bad. You know what I'm saying? He's speaking truthful. You know what I'm saying? That's it. A dog barking, that's not a dog speaking badly. It's a dog's bark. You know what I'm saying? So this devil is just speaking his truth, right? Am I, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm sorry. I'm kind of late. Come on the show. Throw out my brother's holding it down.
Welcome.
My bad.
Hurry up and give the announcement.
No, do not do that.
The man of the hour, the prince of the power, precinct officer Shalai Yala's in the building. Give him a hand.
Back from the dead. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. You know what I'm saying? But listen, but that devil or oppressor, whatever, he's speaking his truth. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell my brothers and sisters this. You know what I'm saying? That's watching. The oppressor does not fear us being gangsters or being tough. They fear us sticking together. These niggas up here, I love these niggas. I love them. These brothers. You know what I'm saying? I love them to death. You understand what I'm saying? That's what the oppressor does not want.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He don't want that. You understand? And he knows that we don't have that. Because if we watch this video, that oppressor choked that brother and nobody did nothing about it. Can you imagine? Let me ask y'all a question. Could you imagine seeing a shark put in that chokehold and not doing nothing about it?
No. It would have been two dead people.
Can you see that? Can you see that?
They got to take me with them.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody did nothing about it. You understand? You know why? Because the oppressor knows we don't love each other. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead. She want to say something? Who's that?
No.
Let's show the video. Look, and then you got some other people. I don't know if these are heathens or not. I don't know, but they're holding the man's arms that he couldn't even tuck his hands in there to try to wiggle at it. Nothing. They held his hands.
He couldn't even tap.
Nothing. He couldn't say, "All right, you got it. You got it." You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's it. He couldn't even do it.
They
you know
stopped when they wanted to stop. When he was good and dead.
Let me tell you something, man. As a young kid, and growing up, I got into this fist fight with a brother, a Colombian dude. You know what I'm saying? From Yonkers, New York. We got into a fist fight. We was fighting. You know what I'm saying? And a nigga got me in it. We call it a dope fiend. You know what I'm saying? He hit me with the dope fiend. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I tapped. I said, like, you got it. You know what I'm saying? And let me go. Yeah. And we fighting. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This devil, you know what I'm saying? He didn't even have the opportunity to tap and say, you got it. You know what I'm saying? You got it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe next time around, maybe we can do something different. You know what I'm saying? But even in my fist fight with somebody we was arguing with or angry with, he still had mercy on me.
Right. You see, because he
you know what I'm
ain't
saying?
a devil.
He still had a, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is disgusting and filthy. You know, this is murder. I don't mean to take over everything. I'm just talking. You know what I'm saying? But
damn right. Get out of hand.
I'm gonna be quiet now. Ashara gave me the eye. Like,
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
shut up. I'm done.
You want to see this video?
For now? Let's watch the video. If y'all brothers approve of that, let's watch the video. Salaki.
Tonight, the Manhattan DA is investigating a disturbing incident that occurred on the New York City subway system. A man died after he was put into a chokehold by another rider on Monday. A warning, the video that I am about to show you is difficult to watch. You can see hand jacket has his.
Look at this. He's sitting there squeezing that man's neck. He is not even a threat.
Why are they blurring the face of the murderer?
Exactly. Why they didn't release his name either?
No, we had to find out. They never released it. We found out.
We got his name?
We got his name.
Oh, we need to go his Facebook. You got Facebook?
I'm not sure.
We need to go talk
I'm
about
pretty sure
him.
he deactivated all that.
All right, let's see what's going on. Go ahead, Ashar. Salaki.
Arm wrapped around the neck of a man in a white tee who police have since identified as 30-year-old Jordan Neely, and at least 2 other riders then jump in to subdue Neely. At this time, CNN has not independently confirmed what happened that led to this incident, and we do not know how long Neely was restrained or whether or not he...
Yeah, he's telling me, yo, get him off me. Get him off me. You know what I'm saying?
At this point, what purpose is it to hold on to this man's neck?
Want to kill.
I mean, you're homicidal right now.
Right.
Like your intent at this point is to kill this man.
And understand, he's squeezing his neck.
Yeah.
He ain't just holding him. He's squeezing his neck.
Right. And listen, and that's why I said every oppressor has mental illness, man. They suffer from a disease and it needs to be eradicated. And the only person in this world can do it is the Lord in Christ.
Damn
man.
right.
That's the doctor and the cure for white people, man.
Damn
is
right.
to eliminate them by who? Our King Yahushua, man.
Damn
when
right.
Yahushua come back, that's gonna be the CDC, what's the name brand, not the name brand, the company for the vaccines. What's the name brand?
CDC.
No, the shots.
Pfizer.
That's gonna be the Pfizer to cure the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? The chariots of God is gonna melt the disease of this world, man.
Right.
Mandatory vaccination.
Right, a mandatory vaccination on the earth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
How else could it possibly be done when the oppressor comes on our platform? You watch a man get choked for 15 minutes straight. You come on our platform and say, well, he was arrested a few times. You know, he
was a threat to the public.
He was a threat to the public.
Not the murderer. Not the person going around the city killing people.
Let me tell you something. Even in the government, you could be a real violent serial killer, and lethal injection is more humane than what they did to that brother.
Right.
If I may, don't forget, on lethal injection, they will put alcohol on before they,
they put alcohol on it before they poke you with the needle.
Just to make sure you don't go into the afterworld with a bacteria. Infection.
Right. Yo, it's absolutely saying, and Barakatah Yahweh Shah for this truth, the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana and these priests and prophets, because just what Officer Kara was bringing out a minute ago, man, like if we don't bring the atrocities that our enemies unleash on us and have done so for generations and generations, they're not going to teach their own kids about it. Here this white man come up here and telling us white people ain't never burned down black people neighborhoods. And you want to know something? If the priests and prophets in this school don't tell you every class that they burned down our neighborhoods, you would never know about it.
Right.
They're not going to teach it in your schools. The oppressor who does it damn sure don't want to remember about it. And if we not on these street corners screaming at the top of our lungs every week to remind our people of the atrocities this oppressor has unleashed on us, nobody would ever know.
Right.
Nobody would ever know, man.
If I may, I need to put the scripture. I need to put the scripture. Ecclesiasticus 12:10.
Damn. I was I was going there. I was patiently waiting, like I'm about to pull this Ecclesiastes shit all the way from 10 to 18 or so.
It needs to be done.
I'm about to murder Most High in Christ.
Most High in Christ.
Go ahead, let's get it one time. You understand? Let me tell you something. If you don't know, the oppressor is an absolute animal, monster, disgusting being on the face of the earth. You understand that? You understand what I'm saying? They try to say that blacks and Hispanics are gang bangers and this, that, and the other. We the worst and we this, that, and we're that. Let me tell you something. No, we're not. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not. You understand what I'm saying? I encourage all my brothers to continue to fight. Continue to fight and be who you are and be who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Do that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a absolute monster and a beast that we're dealing with. This society is so these oppressors, they're disgusting and filthy and stinking. You understand what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
Right. Listen,
Ecclesiastic is 12 and 10.
Hold on, before you even get into it, this is something our people need to understand. Like this verse right here, need to understand because you trust them and they break that trust over and over again. That's why you're protesting in the streets. Right. You know what I mean? You keep giving them the opportunity because you trust them. But what does the Bible say? What does the Bible say about it?
I think Patrick is back, Mr. Off Time, coming in with the statistics again. You still owe us an apology, Patrick. He was just giving us statistics about black on white crimes.
Block him. Block that too, because I know it's Patrick. I don't want to hit.
No second. Hold on.
I blocked him. He said block him. He didn't need to apologize.
He cannot talk without apologizing first. Salakia.
He was calling a lie. He don't want to call.
He don't want to call in. He being the devil. He said white people never burn down black businesses. You understand? We burned it out. I said, I don't listen. Patrick, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I want an apology. If you make another account, we're gonna block that too. It better say I apologize. Once you apologize, then you could bring out all the statistics. You could bring out whatever you want. We'll talk about it. But the first word out of your mouth better be, I apologize what I said. I was right. I was wrong. You was right. And then we can continue. I have no problem continuing. But I have a problem with you being a deceiver and a devil, and you can't apologize. That just shows you how much wickedness you have in your soul. Because you can't apologize for being wrong, but yet you want to say our brother was wrong and was a menace to society, but you can't apologize. You're a devil.
Right. No. His first statistic was that white people never burned down black neighborhoods.
Right.
We proved beyond a reasonable doubt that they have
from a white source
burned down black neighborhoods. We showed you the pictures. You owe an apology.
From a white source, the New York Times.
You lied to our viewers. You're a liar. You're a deceiver.
Hey, lick up the dust.
Listen, I show how many times they did it in this city.
Right.
Just in one city. How many times they did it? It shaped the city. It's the reason why we're in Harlem. You know what I mean? While Manhattan's Manhattan. It's the reason why there's a Central Park. There's a reason why there's the Liberty Center. There's a reason why there's a Hudson Yards. I proved it. It's literally shaped the city.
Like you came on here to defend absolute homicidal maniac.
Right.
Like whenever you spend 15 minutes killing somebody, like they were dialoguing. Like he was on his back with the choke sunk in. They was talking to the brother like, yeah, brother, yo, listen, man, blah, 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 blah. You were still choking him, trying to kill him.
Right.
No threat. You know, like even in the legal system, they got a term called the cooling down period.
Right.
You know, like let's say if you want a mass rampage and you just go out and kill 5-6 people.
He's back again.
He was on a rampage. You know what I'm saying?
Patrick, if you're not apologizing, we're just gonna keep blocking you.
Hold on. Yeah, that's right. Yo, keep going. I want to hear this. Keep going with that cooling down. Yeah. Keep going with that cooling down thing. I want to hear this. Please, keep going.
They're on the floor for 15 minutes.
Right.
You have more than enough time to cool down. You have more than enough time to second guess these actions. You have more than enough time to spare this man, this poor homeless man, to spare him his life.
Right.
Y'all have come into our neighborhoods, into our cities. Y'all burnt us down. Y'all gentrified us. Y'all taken our businesses. Y'all corrupted our families. Y'all flooded us with drugs. And then even in the very moment when you're about to kill us, you won't show that 1 ounce of compassion.
Right.
And this dude is a trained Marine. He's disgusting, and I don't want to hear from this clown no more.
Give that a hand. Get yourself a hand.
Yeah, that's right.
You said,
Damn right.
I don't want to hear from this clown.
Right.
is it Salakia? You actually said exactly what precinct officer Kara was thinking.
Right.
Like, get him out of here.
Let's get this scripture because it goes into that. It goes into how you should treat them.
Yeah.
Right? How you should treat them.
Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thine enemy.
What does it say?
Never trust thine enemy.
Now, white people is your historic enemy.
Right.
Historically, I mean, every single year, oppressors. Historically, what does the Lord say you should do?
Never trust thine enemy.
Why? Keep going.
For like as iron rusteth.
That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee. If you're anywhere on earth, iron's gonna rust. Keep going.
So is his wickedness.
So, as sure as iron rust, he's gonna be wicked.
Right.
You know what I mean? You trusting him is fooling yourself. The Lord just gave you a guarantee. Just understand, this is thousands of years ago. Lord gave you a guarantee for as sure as iron rusteth, he's gonna be wicked. Keep going.
Right.
Verse 11. Though he humble himself.
Though he do what?
Humble himself.
Though he act like he your friend.
Humble himself.
Although he laughing with you.
Humble himself.
Y'all talk about sports.
Humble himself.
He go into your show in your comments.
And even if he apologizes.
Even if he apologizes, though he humbles himself.
Damn right.
And go crouching.
And go what?
And go crouching.
Even if he humble and try to make himself look like he cares and all of this, keep going.
Yet take good heed and beware of him.
Exactly. Even the coolest of them. You know what I mean? Be careful. You know what I mean? Be weary of them, right? Because it's a guarantee he's going to be wicked. You're only surprised because you trusted him.
Right.
You're only surprised. The reason you're looking at this, oh my God, how could they? How could they? Because they always been doing it. What do you mean, how can they?
Right.
When have they not? That's the real question. When have they not oppressed you? When have they not burned down your towns? When have they not done this? Keep going. Keep going.
And beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass.
Keep going.
And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
Exactly. Exactly. Be wary of, even though it looked like he cleaned himself up, even though he's being transparent.
Even if he
right?
apologized.
Even if he apologized, his wickedness, his rust has not gone away. The Lord gave you a forward guarantee that they're gonna be wicked. They're gonna be. It says never. It don't say after 100 years of oppression, after 200 years, after 300 years, after 50, after 60,
after civil rights.
Yeah, we can listen after Jim Crow, right? After Reconstruction, right?
After
redlining,
after the crime bill,
after the crime bill. It says never, never trust them, never. And then gave you a guarantee from the Lord. If iron is still rusting, he's going to be wicked.
Right.
That's that. That's that. And look, the Patrick dude just proved it.
Damn right.
He had three
Damn right he proved
opportunities.
it.
Just proved it.
Damn right he
He
proved it.
created 3 different accounts and still couldn't apologize.
You know why he can't apologize? Because he's not sorry and he's proud. He's proud of his
Very proud.
disposition. He's proud that he thinks he should have killed him. He's proud of that. He's proud of that. He bringing out, first off, arrest stats. Now, what neighborhoods are most policed?
Black and Hispanic.
Do you want to know?
neighborhoods.
Okay, then. So who's gonna have the most arrests?
Black and Hispanic people.
Listen, this one guy had 45 arrests for dancing, right? That's 45 arrests and for the arrest stats. They don't say nothing about convictions. They don't say nothing about exonerations. You know what I mean? It's the reason they pull up arrest stats because they're arresting you for everything, for anything. You know what I'm saying? You can be arrested for nothing. You understand? And we do. Proven. 98% of jaywalking arrests are for Black and Hispanic people. That is a stat in New York City today.
Right.
today. So out of all the jaywalking arrests, you probably think like, who get arrested? Us. We get arrested. It don't even, if it's 98% on us, that means that that's not even a crime for white people. Just understand that. Essentially, it's not a crime for them to do it, but it's a crime when you do it. You know what I mean? Right. It's a crime when you do it. So don't trust them. That's it. That's it.
You know, thank y'all. Big shout out to the chat for tuning in, man. Thank all our viewers for tuning in. Listen, we don't got a poll in the chat right now, but if you believe deep in your heart that this animal who choked this brother on the train should not be arrested, he should not be prosecuted, there should not be justice for this brother, please give us a 2 in the chat. If you believe that the devil that choked this brother to death on that train did not commit a crime, the brother deserved what he got, and this devil was just defending himself, please put a 2 in the chat.
Yeah, go ahead and expose yourself.
You believe like I believe.
Come on with it. Come on with it, huh?
You believe like I believe that this is a crime. This is a murder. Listen, we don't even have to get into black and white here. Just legally, this is murder. This is not self-defense. This brother was not inflicting bodily harm at the time of his death. He did not break it into this man's home. He was not violent in the video. He was subdued, and then he died. Right. That is murder. That's murder any way you look at it. That's murder. You could be in the biggest sub. You could be in Texas. That's murder in Texas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why he should be locked up. I'm 100% voting yes. He should be locked up. I'm putting a 1. My brothers up here, we're gonna see what their opinions are on it. And if you want to chat right now, you believe this devil should be locked up, give us a 1.
The 1.
If you believe that he's a stand-up citizen, just protecting. If you believe he's Spider-Man, just protecting the subways of New York, and he should not be locked up, go ahead and give us a 2 in the chat, man.
Listen, the crazy thing about that is he's by definition he's a vigilante.
By
definition, right? By definition, he murdered that brother. Listen, for those who don't know, right? There's a bill that passed that shows that cops don't actually have to protect you unless you are in their care. Right? That's how those Uvalde cops ain't get in trouble for not running in the building, because the cops are not legally like bounded to protect you unless you're in their care, right? Right. And if you die in their care and they killed you, it's a murder. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even a cop.
Not even a cop.
He's not even a cop. He subdued someone and killed them. Remember the timeline. He subdued him first. Understand that. Like he subdued him first. He was subdued. He couldn't use his hands or his legs. And then he killed them. He kept choking them to death. You know what I'm saying? This is clearly a murder.
Oh,
it's clearly
the fact that the cops saw the video, like that's what gets me. They saw the video and let him go. And you got to understand, you do not vote in police officers, right? You vote in mayors, and mayors deputize the police, right? So that means that's on the mayor, right? So the mayor don't give a fuck about you, right? The district attorney, they're the ones who can tell the police arrest that man, right? The district attorney knows about this, right? And what did this attorney do? Nothing. So they don't think it. So this is the legal system in New York. This is what black people have to deal with. That the mayor, the police union, right? The district attorney, none of them, without us protesting, none of them thought you should arrest this guy.
Listen, you could have arrested him for assault.
Exactly.
Fight.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the least bit, you were in a fight publicly. Like that's an arrest.
If I may, and I gotta go back. Into, you know what I'm saying, the chokehold. I gotta go back because, you know what I mean, it's so, you know what I'm saying, and the reason why, you know what I'm saying, I take heed to this. I pay close attention to this because I've been choked out before.
Right.
I know how it feels before you get choked out. You know what I'm saying? I know how it is to choke out somebody else. Right. I know how long it takes. You know what I'm saying? I know how long it takes. And this is from a trained person. You know what I'm saying? Against another trained person who's fighting against the choke when there's nobody out there. I know how it is. And You know what I'm saying? This is straight murder.
It's straight
Because
murder.
You're going unconscious between 3 and 5 seconds.
That's right.
You're going limp. The person who's doing the choke know that you're going limp.
Right.
The person who's doing the choke know that you're going limp. You know what I'm saying? If you holding it, and guess what? And we calling that blowing out arms.
Right.
If you hold something really strong, you blowing out. You know what I'm saying? The tension, the blood flow. You can't apply the choke as hard enough.
Right.
He's looking to kill.
He's looking to kill.
The brother was dead at 10 seconds.
Yeah,
the brother
listen.
was dead at 10 seconds.
Listen,
there was no
he got an
recuperation
opportunity
from
for a free kill.
and
That's how he feels.
Right.
Shalaki, sir.
I got the excuse to choke a nigga out. I'm gonna choke a nigga out. He got the opportunity he was looking for. He's a psycho.
And if I may, yeah, he is a psycho. I gotta say this. It's no excuse because when the brother get choked unconscious, when you know what I'm saying, when you're doing jiu-jitsu, doing some type of grappling art, you know what I'm saying, your trainer come over here, you know what I'm saying, you lift up your legs, make sure that you recover whatever the brother's breathing, so on and so forth. You come out the choke, you know what I'm saying, you come out the pass out within, like, you know what I'm saying, a couple of seconds, 5 seconds, so on and so forth.
Right.
There's nobody there. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody there to say, yo, stop. You know what I'm saying? To stop.
Nobody
Stop.
even thought to stop.
Nobody even thought to stop.
Thought to say stop.
He's dead. He's dead at 10 seconds. He's literally dead. Ain't nobody could, because the brain is gone.
Right.
The brain's gone. I'm letting you, yo, Salaki. So you know what I'm saying? This is preaching officer Paratazar at Yonkers Newer. I'm letting you know that brother was dead at 10 seconds, 11 seconds.
I don't think he was dead at 10 seconds. And I don't think that the devil properly applied the choke. I don't think that at no point in time he was properly applying that choke. And I think the reason why it lasted that long is because he was not able to properly apply the choke. Had he properly applied the choke correctly, the brother would have went limp. But what happened was, as opposed to squeezing the artery, his arm was on his windpipe. And he's basically just trying to crush his windpipe back until he actually cuts off his air supply, and then the brother's really dead. That would take about
no. If I may, my apologies. You know, there's two type chokes.
Yeah.
You got the windpipe choke and you got the blood choke.
He wasn't.
You know what I'm saying? He was on the side of the blood choke. He was on the side of the blood choke. He was on the side of the blood choke. It's Lakia.
He wasn't doing it right.
I watched. I watched it. But nevertheless, it was underneath. It was. You know what I'm saying? It was underneath the chin and it was applied.
But this
if you crush the choke,
what we see in the video is forearm underneath the chin. If you got forearm underneath the chin, then that means you bringing the forearm right into the windpipe.
Yes.
It's not like it's in the crook of the elbow where
you crushing the windpipe. You crushing it. That's an instant tap. If anybody know, you know what I'm saying? You see dudes fighting off the, you know what I'm saying, fighting off the choke. That's a wind choke.
Listen, I'm be honest with you.
If you do a wind choke, they tap it. You know what I'm saying? They tap it instantly because it's crushing the.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how he was choking them. Listen, the NYPD is not even allowed to choke you.
Right.
Do you understand? Like, do you understand that's against their policy? Right. And it's been against their policy for the last 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, he knew what he was doing.
From
a
legal standpoint, at the very least, it's second-degree murder. You know, no, I would say the reason why I would say second-degree murder, I wouldn't necessarily say it was premeditated. I would say that in the moment he could have stopped himself. But the bottom line is that if me and you go outside and we get into a fist fight, and I hit you and you fall and you hit your head and you die, that's murder.
Right.
Right. That's a fact.
First
That's
off,
murder.
the fact they didn't even arrest him.
Right.
For anything.
They didn't even book him.
They questioned him and then let him go.
Like,
Right.
They got a body over here, and they didn't even book the person who's on camera killing him.
And they saw the video. Just understand, they saw what you saw and said, yeah, let him go.
You know who else saw? Mayor Eric Adams.
He over here dancing with celebrities. Listen, he's a former cop, first of all.
Yep.
Right.
So he has the same sentiment as they have.
Let's get into it real quick.
Right.
Let's put Proverbs 35:5 real quick. Let's get into it.
Proverbs what?
35:5. Let's get into it real quick. You understand? If you don't know, if you are a so-called Black, Hispanic man, woman, or child, you should know that you are hated.
No 35 in Proverbs. No 35.
Proverbs 35 and 5. I thought it was 35 and 5. You know what I'm saying? Give me Proverbs real quick. You know what I'm saying? Perpetual hatred. If you are a so-called black, Hispanic man, woman, or child, you should know that you are hated. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely hated. You know what I'm saying? If that was a Caucasian man, that same Marine, he would not have got up and did that. He would have talked to him. He would have been, come on, bro. Hey, bro, stop it, bro. And he would have talked to him. Even though he's a monster anyway.
Ezekiel 35 and 5.
Is Ezekiel? Give me Ezekiel. Excuse me. Ezekiel 35 and 5. No, it's one of them 35s and 5s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying? Let's pull it and see. You understand what I'm saying?
Ezekiel 35 and 5.
Uh-huh.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Say it again.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Perpetual means an ongoing and everlasting thing. You understand what I'm saying? Read it one more time. Come on with it.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Because he's had an ongoing and everlasting hatred. Go ahead.
And has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
You understand? Go ahead.
By the force of the sword.
You understand? They hate us that much to where they forced their hand and where they put us to death and shed our blood. They have an ongoing hatred for who we are. We got to understand that and remember that no matter what. You understand what I'm saying? No matter what, they have an ongoing, everlasting hatred to where they will spill your blood and shed your blood. They will do it.
Right.
As you can see. You understand what I'm saying? As you can see. They will kill you. They will murder you. Strangle you. Make fun of it. Laugh about it. Make it not a big deal.
Blame you.
You understand? Blame you. Oh, he's been arrested before. So what? That he should die? Because he's been in jail before? That's right. What are you talking about? Because he's been in jail before or whatever, he should die. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? That's how disgusting and filthy and nasty these animals are that we're under.
Right.
You understand? Keep going.
In the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
You understand? They treat us like garbage, and they know we down and out. They know they know we're at the bottom of the feeding pole. They know this brother was hungry, starving. Right. Nobody offered him no food.
Right.
Nobody said, yo, brother, I know you're upset. How about this? How about we get off for the next stop and we go to Burger King?
No one offered him no water.
No, nothing. How come he said, I'm hungry and ready to die? Nobody said, let me get this brother some food.
Right. And listen, what's crazy is you touched on a point that said that because they know we're down. If you don't understand this, the reason the cops over police black people is because black people can't fight back because they know you don't got money for lawyers and you can't contest it. You know what I mean? Like the reason that's why they're in your neighborhood patrolling, hunting, because you can't fight back because they could arrest you 45 times for dancing. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing you can do about it. And what it does, it paddens the stats. Because remember, their budget is based off of their arrest, right? If they have more arrests than the year before, they get a bigger budget. That's just what it is. Meanwhile, crime has been going down 30% since the 90s. Crime is down. I don't know if everywhere. I don't know if people understand that. Since the 90s, crime is down. You understand? That means their budget should be down, right? But no, their budget is up because they padding the stats with arrests, frivolous arrests, what they call broken window arrests. You know what I mean? That's why they're putting cops, in the train station watching people jump turnstiles, but then people get murdered and they don't do nothing about it. They'll arrest you for jumping the turnstile for $2, but murder someone, go home. Go sleep it off. Not only that, we'll protect you. Meaning we won't tell anyone who you are. The news will block out the killer's face, but show the victim. When is it okay to show the victim?
So they're not gonna block that out. They want his mother.
No.
And everybody see him, his eyeballs popping on his goddamn skull. They're gonna show that. They're gonna show. Go ahead.
I'm glad you said that because I wanted to shift gears and talk more about the problems that the brother was going through that led up to this moment.
Let's get it.
it says here, right? Jordan Neely struggled with not being able to help his mother before her murder.
So this brother, his mother was murdered,
and he wasn't able to. He was so bothered by not being able to help her, and that stuck with him until that day.
Yo, that shit. Excuse me. That thing. That I almost want to go into tears. I mean, yo, do you understand the things we going through out here? This man's mother was murdered,
and he was distraught that he wasn't there to help her.
Yo,
and no one helped him when he was being murdered.
Listen, man, and this is why it's important for brothers and sisters to have brotherhood and sisterhood. Right. Because you listen, don't think this can't happen to you.
Right.
Don't think this can't happen to you, man. Don't think that. Because you look, the brother died by his own fears. You understand? He was sad he couldn't help his mother. And what ends up happening? Somebody's choking him out, and nobody's there to help him. No. So I can only imagine what he's thinking, getting killed by this oppressor.
Looking for help,
and nobody there to help him. The white man is the goddamn devil, man.
That's right.
He's the absolute devil, man. And this is why we love blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And I'll die on that goddamn corner to let brothers and sisters know the white man is the goddamn devil, man. Right. I'll die on the goddamn corner. I had to have somebody choking me, and my last words would be, the white man is the goddamn devil, man. Right. Because we have brothers and sisters, we're suffering from stuff like this, man. We're suffering. And we can't get help. We getting blocked because we're telling the goddamn truth. Are you kidding me? Our brother suffered, man. He suffered, and I can't allow him to be forgotten over this, man.
Right.
He cannot be forgotten. I don't give a damn how much records and felonies and this he had, man. Because guess what? We're all guilty of death. We're all guilty of death. We all deserve to die. So because this brother suffered, well, we should just be, listen, he deserved it. Come on, sir. Listen, this is why it's important. If you're paying attention, share it with your family, man. Share the family, the isupk.com. Share them the closest school. Because why? It's going to get worse than this. It's going to get absolutely worse than this. And that day, you're going to be like, I should have called. Right. I should have called the camp leader in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I should have called the camp leader in San Francisco or Florida or Georgia or Mississippi or North Carolina, South Carolina, Philly headquarters. I should have called. That time when this might stare you in your face, you're going to wish for brotherhood and sisterhood, man. Right. You're going to then believe that brother on 125th and 125th Street, Harlem, New York, that he was right. That brotherhood is a weapon. Sisterhood is a weapon. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And this should also let you know, don't be scared to go help your brother and when he's in need, man.
Right.
I don't mean you have to kill the brother. I mean, kill the oppressor. I'm not saying to go kill, but for goddamn, if you believe somebody's doing wrong to somebody, help him out, man. Help him out. Why? Because this lets you know that it can happen to you too, man.
Right.
It can also happen to you. Don't think, oh damn, he died getting shot in the hallway. Don't think you can't get shot in the hallway.
Right.
Don't think you can't get shot in the elevator. You can't get choked out on a turnstile on a subway. Because it's important that we all go through these curses, man.
Right.
Not just this brother right here, or that brother down the block, or the brother you see that might be unfortunate. That's high on the corner with no shoes on, no pants. We all go through these curses collectively as brothers and sisters. So we should tend to one another as brothers and sisters, man. And that's how we're going to stop the devil from being the deceiver.
Right.
Because as you know, he hates us discussing these topics. He hates us even discussing how disgusting he is.
Right.
How despicable he is. We just read the scripture that never trust your enemy, right? But there's also a scripture that says, gather together, yea, gather together, O nation, not desire. Before the decree come. We all know that. We all know that scripture, right? So let's put those together, man. Let's come together for once and stop this atrocities from happening.
If I may, I you know, it's one of those things where it's like brothers suffer from that main character syndrome, right? You thinking you're different from this person, right? That can happen to me. I go to work every day. Listen, it all can happen to you. You're not different from that brother. You think you're different. You're not different. You know what I mean? You had a mother, father. You're not different from that brother. It can happen to you, and it is happening to you. You know what I mean? You think you're not part of this community? You think you're not black no more? You think they see you differently? It's happening to you. When it happens to him, that's you. Right. It's happening to you. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people suffer from that main character. You know, these things happen. It happens to you. You know what I mean? You're no different. That was a normal day on the train. You know what I mean?
God.
And these people that brother ain't wake up thinking he gonna get killed today. And it's the same way you don't wake up thinking you're gonna get killed today.
I'm sorry, you want to say something, Har?
No.
I just want to say this real quick. Because brothers and sisters don't know who their enemy is. They don't
right.
You know what I'm saying? They walking in a safari and they don't know these leopards and things out here, these lions and tigers and whatever. They'll kill you. You understand what I'm saying? This is what they do. I want to pull the scripture real quick. I want to go back to Ecclesiasticus chapter 12. I believe it's verse 17. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think it's 17. Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. I believe it's 17. If it's not 17, it might be 18. You understand? We have to understand who we're dealing with. You understand? When people say, "Hey man, does your dog bite?" Right. That thing got teeth, don't it? Exactly. So yeah, it bites. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bite.
How's it chew?
Yeah, I bite. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I got teeth. So yeah, I bite. You understand? And our brothers and sisters have to understand who we dealing with here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying be scary. I'm saying be prepared.
Right.
Be aware. Know what's going on. You understand? These people kill. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to be prepared. Let me see. There we go. Yeah, that's it. Read it nice and loud. Understand that these people kill. You understand? You better wake up and stop being stupid. Read what you got.
Ecclesiasticus 12 and 17.
Come on with it.
If adversity.
If what?
If adversity.
Every time some hard things come your way, whatever problems you got in your life, adversity, a struggle. You understand? A struggle, trials, tribulations, whatever. Go ahead.
Come upon thee.
Thou
shalt find him there first.
Who's the him? You already know. Every problem you got in your life, the oppressor is the reason why.
The architect.
He is behind it all. You understand what I'm saying? Don't let nobody blame you. You know, you lazy, you procrastinate, you that, whatever. You gang violence. You know, all of this stuff is inherited from the oppressor's actions. Read it again.
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
He's always going to be there. Whatever pain you got, anytime you in the room by yourself crying, over drinking, smoking, getting high, shooting up, whatever you're doing, he's the reason why you're doing it. He is the reason why. You depressed? It's because of him. Somewhere down the line, it's because of him. You understand what I'm saying? When I say him, I mean him and her. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere down the line, it's because of them.
Him,
you understand?
her, they.
Yeah, they. Whatever you want to say. You understand? They're the reason behind your pain and your struggling. That don't mean we can't change things. We can change ourselves.
Right.
But as far as that pain, that mischief, that mayhem, that depression, anxiety, and this and that and whatever, they're behind it. Right. Somewhere down the line, they're behind it. Read it again.
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
You're always going to find the oppressor behind your pain. Always. Keep going.
And though he pretend to help thee.
Oh, say it again.
And though he pretend to help thee.
Come vote for me. Say it again.
Pretend to help thee.
I love black people. Say it again.
Pretend to help thee.
I got charity. You know what I'm saying? I give out food and things. What?
Pretend to help thee.
I am a Christian pastor.
Pretend to help thee.
Joel Osteen.
Pretend to help thee.
Keep going.
Yet shall he undermine thee.
He's going, you a goddamn joke, nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's going to destroy you. You are a clown. You are a muppet. Right. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it is. Always. That's how it is, and that's how it's always going to be. Right. He needs to know that. My man, what's his name? Jordan Neely? He didn't know that. He didn't look around and say, there's a bunch of killers on this bus.
Right.
On this train.
Right.
There's a bunch of killers and murders on here. Let me be careful. Let me put my back against the wall, because he might creep up behind me and dope feed me. Right. Let me put my back against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that I'm watching these crackers. These people. You understand?
Snow roaches.
Yeah, these snow roaches. Right. Let me make sure I got my back against the wall. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't know, because they might come. You understand what I'm saying? You never know. He didn't know that. Well, guess what? Nigga, you should know it. Right. And act upon it. Anybody want to say something? Slack it. Go on.
If I may.
Go ahead.
You know, one thing that people don't understand. Look how fast they was Confederate against him. Yeah. Look how
talk about his record.
Yeah.
He's been arrested 45 times.
Just think about that. Just think about that. You gotta be united because they united. That's right. Them cats ain't know each other. Came together, kill him. Another person. Think about that. Someone who don't know nothing from nothing came on here defending the murderer. Like they Confederate. Why aren't you? They showing their brotherhood to murder you. And also just keep this in mind. Like, because people be having like they don't be. This was written. The verse he just wrote was written thousands of years ago. Thousands. So there was the problem thousands of years ago. There was a problem hundreds of years ago. There was a problem decades ago. There's a problem today.
Today. Right.
What more does he have to do to you for you to understand it? How many more names is going to be a hashtag before you give up that trust? Where is it coming from?
Let me ask you a question. I'm asking brothers right here in this room a question. If we would have seen this white boy or this Caucasian European oppressor, whatever, choking a black man out, what would you have done about it? I want everybody to answer that.
He would have been.
Hold on. I want everybody to answer that. You know what I'm saying? What would you do if you seen him popping this black man's eyeballs out his head as people are holding his arms where he can't even protect himself? He can't tap, as you brought up. I didn't even think about tapping. He can't tap. He can't say, all right, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna calm down, be quiet. He has no opportunity. They're holding his arms down. He's kicking his legs. I don't even think we saw the video where he's kicking his legs. He's kicking his legs. You understand? What as a UPK man, what would you have done?
Would have been a notch right below going Moses.
Explain.
You know, Moses saw one of his brothers being beaten and basically almost murdered by an Egyptian. Let's pull it. And what Moses did was he went and he murdered the Egyptian for beating his brother so viciously. And, you know, all types of murder is wrong. So I'm not going to go there and just murder the oppressor. I'm just going to, you know, righteously correct him.
You're going to police the situation. Yeah. Understand? Har, what would you do?
I mean, it's impossible. And what you bring it out?
Let's skip him. We know what he's gonna do. We got videos. Oh, so y'all holla? Go ahead, Hart.
No. Let me tell you something, man. What he's bringing out is heavy. I mean, I certainly would not have sat there and watched this man choke a brother out like that. But at the same time, many of our people will. And it goes to show the level of mental health that we're looking at here. Not only was the brother who was murdered possibly mentally ill and obviously going through a lot because his mother died and all of that.
Shouldn't even read the article.
But every black and Hispanic who watched that man get choked out and did nothing is mentally ill. Is suffering from a mental illness that stretches back all the way back to slavery, to where You are so soaked up in the American dream that you can't tell the difference between your brother and your enemy. And so you might just stay neutral. You know, hey, look, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
You know, that ain't got nothing to do. You're not going to look at it as this is your brother, this is your cousin, this is your uncle who's about to die on this train floor. You're going to look at it as, hey, this has nothing to do with me, man.
Right.
And that's part of the problem, because so many of us have said it has nothing to do with me. It has left our entire communities impoverished. You know, when they came and they bought that first brownstone, and Miss Such and Such was going to sell, and you could have went over and told her, no, listen, don't sell. This is going to destroy our community. You said that don't have nothing to do with it. Right. Now they bought up every brownstone on the block. When they came and bought that black business, you said that had nothing to do with me. Now they own all the black businesses on the block. And then now when we are left with absolutely nothing, to this city is full of nothing but trained performers, you know, who are mentally ill, whose families have been ravished and destroyed. Some poor oppressor comes and kills them on the train, and then brothers turn around and they said, yeah, that have nothing to do with me. I mean, it's sick. The brother himself was mentally ill, and the brothers who stood around and watched it was mentally ill. I could never stand around and watch something like that. It's absolutely impossible for me to stand there and watch an oppressor choke a brother out like that. You know? All right, you hit him, you beat him up, you got the best of him. All right, let him go. You know what I'm saying? Let the man go home, patch himself up, and live another day. There's no way I can stand there and watch somebody choke somebody to death for 15 minutes straight. That's like a half an episode or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
a,
with commercial
that's
breaks and all.
a Dragon Ball Z episode.
Right. That's a half a Boondocks episode. Right. Right. It's about name 2 places in this city, just right here in Manhattan, that you can't get to on the train in less than 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, I could be from Times Square to Harlem.
Right.
You know, that's an entire city's worth of ride time that this is happening over.
And that's a link-up show.
With stops included. That is a mental, that is a societal mental illness. You're going about your day, you're going to work, this man's dying on the train floor, and you're minding your business. And he's dying at the hands of our oppressor. The same oppressor who's going to try to choke your children on the train.
That's a fact.
The same exact oppressor that's going to try to choke your blood brother on the train. It's ridiculous, man.
Right. Yeah, son or daughter, that's what they'll do. You know what I'm saying? Now, we're going to continue. We want to go down the line real quick, but I do want to introduce. That man of the power shit, I'm not good at that. But, you know what I'm saying? Big up Officer Karaya Allah, Mr. Connecticut himself. He's in the building. Yeah. What's going on, sir? How you feeling?
Yo, can I say hell?
Huh?
Can I say hell on this show?
Yes, you can say hell.
How the hell are you doing?
Hell.
What's
What up? What's going on?
I'm messing with you. Nah, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm just coming from Jersey right now. You know, I'm on the show. You know, I ain't been there in a minute. You know, Passover and so forth. You know, been busy. You know, doing the Lord's work. Personal. But, nah, I'm on the show. Good to be back on the show, man. You know, how your brothers doing?
I ain't Christ. No, I'm saying, welcome back.
Salaki, so are you flying in the plane? I see clouds behind you.
He's one of those new
I see clouds behind you, sir.
Cars. You see clouds? Yo, I'm flying. I'm flying right now. You know, that's just an invisible force field.
No sweat.
Salaki, he in the Beyond 2000.
Oh,
I'm talking to his year. Beyond 2000 with the flame.
No hands. See, I'm flying.
Now we see what you're doing. You on the lattice carpet. We got you. Listen, check this out.
What's going on?
in regards to the topic, what would be your response, or what is a proper response if you see a black man being choked out by an oppressor or a heathen? You know, so I know this is something we spoke about before. What would you do about that? How you feel about that? We'll sit there on your train seat and watch an oppressor choke the eyeballs out of a black man. How would you feel about that? And what would you do about it? What should be done about it?
Okay, how would I feel? Of course, that's a given right there. What would I do? I probably would get checked for saying this, but somebody getting scarred up. I'm sorry, somebody gonna be leaking. You know, I can't have that. I mean, it's just in me. And even before I came into the school, it's like I never. You know what I mean? Would I ever allow an oppressor to sit there? I give you a little story. Back in the days, I was on the Long Island Railroad, right? And there's a bunch of oppressors, construction workers, right? They was coming home, and it was these Jakes that was on the train. Now back then, I'm going way back. This is when Cass was walking around with the boombox. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm sitting next to one of the oppressors, and they like, yo, watch this. They was drunk. This was during rush hour. They was getting off of work from Manhattan, going back to LI. And one of them was like, watch this. I'm gonna get him to turn that radio off. Because he was playing the radio. They didn't want to hear the rap music. So this car was full of of our oppressors, right? So he was like, turn that shit off. So dude was like, man, you ain't talking to me, you know? Now, mind you, there's a cart full of these construction workers on there. And long story short, it was me and two other cats there. So, we stood up. And we was like, yo, first of all, we ain't having that shit. So you might as well sit your ass down. Mind you, I didn't even know these Jakes. They just got on. And they was headed back.
Language.
Oh, Salaki. I didn't know these Jakes. And, we stood together like, nah, you gonna fight one, you gonna fight all. Like, you got it twisted.
Right.
They was like, yo, did you know those guys? I said, did I need to? I said, they black. That's all I need to know, They're our brothers, And they was just like, oh, the other bigots. Can I say that?
Yes, sir.
That is
okay. Okay. The other bigots, they was looking like, oh, because they're so used to our people just standing around not doing nothing. This mentality of, oh, well, that's their problem. We can't do that. We can't be like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to stand around and to have that, that's always been in me. Just like other nations could stick together. You can't go to Chinatown and beat up an Asian. Man, you wouldn't even make it out of there alive. They're going to hit you with a wok or something. You know what I mean? You can't go into Little Italy. You can't go into, Red Dot City or any African area and mess with their people. You're not going to make it out of there alive. But our people are conditioned to the point where some of us, like in that video with the brother getting choked out, where it looked like it was a Hispanic cat holding the dude's hands down. Now, it should have been an automatic, nah, chill. Now, okay, and I'm going to play devil's advocate. Okay, they said he was acting belligerent. He was mentally ill, right? And he was wilding out. But at what point did that oppressor think to ease up? Especially when he was calm. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not saying don't let go of the chokehold because, again, you're not seeing a video of what actually happened. But the fact remains, like how y'all brought up, 15 minutes. You choking a cat for that long, 15 minutes. That means that oppressor wanted him dead. That oppressor wanted him dead. And anybody else that was involved need to get charged as well. Because isn't there a law, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a law that if you fight somebody and they surrender and you keep hitting on them, you get in trouble for that. If y'all fighting. and something happened to them.
Right.
Hello?
Isn't it like
It's like it's something pertaining to like if you fight somebody, you can't keep hitting on them. If they surrender, you're supposed to ease up on that.
Contour. And in general, right? Regardless if it's not a law, we know that if someone is a defender or aggressor, you understand? You understand?
Yeah.
So like he needs someone to defend him, and at that point, and that's to let you know that if he needs help and people are killing him and choking him and stopping him from grabbing the devil's neck, that's to let you know that something's wrong.
Right.
You understand? It should let you know, even if you don't know the little common sense or supposed to be human nature would tell you that brother, that person need help. Because imagine you ain't see him. Imagine you ain't see the beginning and you walk on the train and you be like, what's going on here?
Exactly.
You a person who's you saying he's being choked for 15 minutes and it's stop after stop after stop. Let's say you walk on the train and you see someone getting choked out. Your initial would be like, yo, well, hold on, what's going on here? Yeah. You choking him out.
Exactly.
Killing this man. Ain't no one do that. Ain't no one do that. That just shows you what you think.
And I'll give you one better. Think about the times we've had our oppressor ready to kiss our boots, right? And it'll be some stiff-necked Eve or Jake pulling the oppressor back. Yo, what are you doing? No, don't do that. Fighting, just for a boot kiss. But where was our people to defend his brother? Getting choked out, like you said.
Right.
Nobody was telling us, yo, get up off of him. I don't care how wild. If you had him in a chokehold, somebody should have eased up. 15 minutes? Are y'all serious? 15 minutes.
But
George Floyd, that was double what George Floyd went through. And it was, 8 minutes and 38 seconds? Like, come on. 15 minutes. And then, I'm sure that oppressor got a Burger King meal with extra fries, supersized or something for that.
Right. He got to leave.
Salakis, if I may, Hall want to say something real quick.
Go ahead, brother.
What you're bringing out is heavy. So with that 15 minutes, and just based on that, you can tell that there was a bloodlust in the mind of this oppressor. And what our people need to realize is that this is nothing new. This is what lynching is. Because what this oppressor is thinking in his mind during that 15 minutes? He's thinking that for this brother to be arrested and prosecuted would be too good for him.
Right.
That's what the oppressor is thinking in his mind. This oppressor is thinking, yeah, I could hold him until the cops come and tell the cops that he was being belligerent and he got mental health issues, but they're just going to keep him overnight and then let him out tomorrow. The criminal justice system that we vote for and that we pay taxes for is too good for this black man, and so he deserves nothing but death. And that's no different than every lynching. Well, how does lynching start? Lynching start when a black man is already arrested.
Right.
He's sitting in the jail cell.
This is a lynching.
They call it the lynch mob.
A mob shows up to the jail and says our criminal justice system that we pay taxes for is too good for him. It's too merciful for him. So we are going to drag him out of the jail and publicly execute him in front of everybody.
Right.
Mob justice, Right. That's what's in their minds. And that's how they feel about you. They love filling the criminal justice system up with us. But
right.
Sometimes in the back of their mind, they think that the criminal justice system is too good for this person.
I think they think it doesn't apply to black people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you got to think about it. Like the NYPD thinks the same thing. The district attorney thinks the same thing. The mayor thinks the same thing. They're protecting the criminal right now.
Right.
The news, the media, they blocking out the criminal's face.
Right.
Yeah. What's up with that?
His face. Now, if it was a case of rape, they never show the victim, right? Because it hurt the family, this and that. But when it comes to us, they don't care about none of that.
Right.
They blurred out the face of the attacker, of the oppressor,
which lets you know who they think the victim is.
Exactly.
You know, they think he's the victim. You know what I mean? And it goes to show, like, they don't think the criminal justice system applies to us because it didn't. You know what I mean? 100%. When has it? When has it? You know what I mean? And listen, he getting support. When the police hide your identity, that's supporting you. Right. They're supporting your actions. When the district attorney,
that's a fact,
doesn't tell the police to arrest. Remember, the district attorney got to say that's a murder. Doesn't tell the police to chase you. That's supporting it.
Absolutely. I used to work in a hospital, and if a patient came to the hospital, and he or she was a victim of like some type of assault or some type, they got shot, somebody stabbed them, whatever the case may be, they'll give them an alias. You know what I'm saying? It was always Andrew Anderson, Charlotte Cummings. You know what I'm saying? It was always the, you can know, if you work in hospital, you would know, like, okay, this is a fake name. You know what I'm saying?
It was a pseudonym designed for the police.
Right. They would hide the identity of this person. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know, you know what I mean? Because they were a victim of whatever happened. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So for this oppressor who was not a victim at all.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Not at all. Let me tell you something, y'all. I'm sorry, and I'm not talking tough and all of that. Don't ever let no oppressor get behind you and choke you like that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You scrap all the way to the end. There is no trusting them, as we just read in scriptures. There is you could better know who you dealing with.
Right.
Know who you dealing with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't care about the biggest rough. Sorry, sir. I don't care about the biggest, roughest, toughest, muscle-bound black man or Hispanic man you've seen in your life. He is nothing compared to a small little bastard. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's all I want to say.
Damn right.
Okay, Con. Y'all rock.
Listen, man, we definitely want to remember this brother's name, man. We definitely want to keep this brother's name alive in our Rolodex of brothers and sisters who have fallen out here due to such disgusting injustices. And you want to know something? They might just lock the devil up. They might just arrest him. They might just charge him with murder. Who knows? But one thing I do know is that the very moment you begin to advocate for him getting locked up for this, all of your oppressor friends will hate you.
Right.
All of the oppressors in your community will hate you. They just won't understand it.
No.
You know, they just, how dare you think that this man didn't deserve death? They cannot comprehend justice for our people.
Right.
It is impossible for them to understand it. And so the very moment that you come out and think in your heart that maybe this brother should not have died, maybe this brother should be living right now, and maybe the person responsible for his death should be prosecuted under the law and justice should be served. The very moment you think that, your white friends, our oppressors, the ones who have gentrified our community, they will all look at you with disdain.
Right. And, you know, it's a known thing to be like that. That's why there's a reason they say never talk to them about religion or politics. It's because they don't agree with you. They don't talk to them because you're going to start something because they don't agree with you.
Right.
They listen. They cannot empathize with you, right? People can sympathize with you who've been, you know, that's a sad thing, but they can't empathize with you because they've never gone through it. They are the opponent. They are the oppressor, right? They're not the oppressed. They can never empathize. So when you're going through this emotional thing and you see that and it hurts your heart, they're not feeling that at all.
Right.
So they're not the person you should talk to about it. You know what I mean? They do not feel the same way you feel. And listen, they see that the person is their brother, right? They see the person, the person who they blocked out, the aggressor, that's their brother. And they actually know brotherhood with each other. You know what I mean? Those three people who held them down, they just went and did it together.
Right. Right. And the police detective.
And don't forget, he's an ex-Marine. So unless he was in good standards with them or not, you know, they're gonna fight for him. They're gonna say, he was well deserved, which is more of a reason why he should have been trained enough to know to let up on him. But the fact that because Marines, they train them. Am I right? They train them in our oppressors' military.
Hold on, Pete. Hold on 1 second, because Hall was talking. He got cut off.
So he should.
Salaki, sir, if I may, Hall was saying something. He got cut off. Salaki, let the brother finish.
Say that again.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Salaki, so what you were saying, so hard body went west, because that's what I was going into. They have been trained. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he don't know what he's doing. He had the legs wrapped. You know what I'm saying? He's doing the hooks. That's what we call it the hooks. So you know what I'm saying? So we can utilize his legs so his legs don't go into play. You see what I'm saying? For leverage, so you'll be able to get out. This is all trained. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like he did not like how to hold his neck. He knew exactly how to hold his neck, and he had help. You know what I'm saying? Right. Well, I don't got to fight against him. I could just sink it in nicely.
And if I may, just talking to brothers that's privy to these type of techniques. For 15 minutes, if it took you 15 minutes to choke a nigga out, you don't know what you're doing. Right. Like, you don't know what you're doing. To me, that was slow torture. Like, I'm going to torture him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just discussed 5 seconds, 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? You know, to hit a nigga real quick. You know what I'm saying? To pass him out on a dope fiend? Like, you know what I'm saying? Shit, I know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is a Marine, a trained man, 15 minutes, then either he didn't know what he was doing or he was like, I'm going to torture him. Right. Maybe I'll apply some pressure, let loose a little bit, squeeze again, let loose a little bit, squeeze again. I mean, it had, you understand what I'm saying? 15 minutes.
The thing is that, I want him to feel the pain. I want him to feel the pain. And I know because I train this way. I know it. I know it. You know what I mean? And it's bad because, you know what I'm saying, in the past, we learn how to train. You got to learn how to train. But in the 80s and the 90s, it was bad training. You know what I'm saying? It was okay to, because you got choked out. So you're talking for about a week and a half. Because somebody, you know what I'm saying, hit you
crush your windpipe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Crush your, you know what I'm saying? And we thought it was normal. It wasn't normal.
Whether he knew what he was doing or not, he did a crime. Police they're not the persons who should be determining. They should arrest him for the crime, and they'll figure it out later. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure out the motive and all that nonsense later. They arrest him. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even arrest him. Remember these same police arrested the victim for dancing on the train. Right. So clearly, So clearly they can arrest this man who just killed him, right? But they chose not to. Purpose, they chose not to. The district attorney chose not to do nothing. The mayor chose not to do nothing. People right now are on the train tracks, stopping the trains just to get an arrest. You think the mayor doesn't know about this? He knows about this. Right. He's in Confederate with them. Right. They all worshiping this military killer. You know what I mean?
Right. But nobody was willing to stomp.
And Salaki, if I may. Salakia. Let's not forget, and everybody got to be mindful of this. That's an act of war right there against our people. Right. That's an act of war. That's not a crime. That's an act of war. Right. You sat there and killed somebody of another nationality, right? That's an act of war. Right. And a lot of our people got to wake up and realize our oppressor do not love us, do not care about us.
Right.
Whether sane, insane, young, old, male, female, we are hated. We are a nation that's not desired.
Right.
And our people got to let that sink in, because to sit there and do all that kumbaya and all this, look, nobody should be surprised when they see something like this happen. Is messed up. It's messed up. It's completely messed up. It's all the way messed up. But we got to come to grips that our people of other nationalities, they can act like they like you or whatever, but deep down inside, they hate you. They hate us. Right. You know what I mean? And we got to get this in. through to our head? How many more killings got to go through before we start coming together? That's why ISUPK, the Commanding General Yohana, the brotherhood, is real. The sisterhood is real. You know what I mean?
God.
Everybody may have their faults, but at the end of the day, we come together. You know what I mean? We come together.
If I may, sir, it's baffling because our people copy everything else the oppressor does, right? Everything else except brotherhood. They'll copy everything else the oppressor does except the brotherhood the oppressor shows with each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
For some reason, we don't want to copy that. We don't want to have brotherhood with our people, but we'll copy everything else, every other thing they do, their opinions, all of that nonsense, except the brotherhood that they show to each other. You know what I mean? Like if you, it's too many people involved in this who know about this for this person to still not be under arrest, just under arrest. We ain't even talking about convictions or anything. At least charge them with something.
The reason why it's baffling to us as black men is because it is impossible for us to imagine somebody dying and us not getting locked up.
Right.
Like a dude could die by accident.
Right.
And I'm sitting around like, damn, am I gonna go down for this? Like, it is impossible for you as a black man for a crime to happen in your immediate vicinity and you not think for 1 second, I might go down for this.
Right.
You know, go down for this. You know?
Salakia. Yeah, I'll give you one better. Yo, let a female that you're dealing with call the police and say you hit her when you didn't. They're gonna throw you up in jail and figure it out later.
Right.
You get to go through the whole process. And then for them to figure out to throw it out a year and a half later.
Right. Like, as black men, the idea of us not getting arrested when a crime has happened is that it never even comes into our mind. We are pre-positioned to believe that we are going to, in the least bit, be questioned, grilled hard in a police station. You know what I'm saying? For whatever. And so the very idea of somebody dying at your hands and you being able to go home, eat dinner, and go to sleep, that's a little difficult for us to wrap our heads around.
Right.
Just being black men here in America.
And the irony of it, the irony of it is the reason that they are protecting his identity because they don't want us to go after him.
Right.
They don't want us to be vigilantes.
Right.
But it's okay for him to be a vigilante. That's the reason they're protecting his identity. They tried to hide it, this and that. So wait, it's better for you to hide him than to arrest him.
Right.
You know, we're going to be angry because it's clearly a crime here, and you clearly not prosecuting any type of a crime or anything like it. It lets me know they know exactly what they're doing. They know who they're doing it to. They understand all of this.
Yeah, it's so crazy. You watch these Law and Orders and all these cop shows. Like they'll spend $100 million trying to get a fiber tested to catch somebody for murder. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll all types of forensics and hair follicles. They'll spend $50 million to get somebody convicted of a murder. Here we are. All the evidence is laid out. He choked them to death on camera. And we just
cameras.
We can't seem to get him booked.
Many cameras.
And
you gotta understand what this is doing. Like, we running out of time and all that stuff. But on the War Report would have spoke about psychological nudging, right?
Right.
And that's something that the government entails and brands entail, and even the police force entails, right? So when you watch those shows, that's a version of psychological nudging.
Right.
You don't understand that don't really happen. Forensics don't really work the way it works on TV.
Right.
People don't. They can do more on TV than they can actually do in real life. They don't tell you things like, hey, fingerprinting. Every state has a different amount of points they got to use for fingerprinting. So some states they could just match 3 points and you guilty. Other states we need 26 points. They don't tell you that, right? You just think if it says fingerprinting, it's his fingerprint.
Right.
They don't tell you that. No, it might not be. If a state only have 3 points, that means you have 3 bends on your fingerprint that matches someone else's fingerprint in the whole world. You know what I'm saying? So you don't realize that's why that lady went to jail for forging all of the forensics, because it's not actually as certain as you think it is.
Right.
But political nudging. You watch TV shows, and that's teaching you that if they say it is correct. You know what I mean? And this is a case of nudging also, right? Because what are you teaching other people? That this ain't a crime,
Right.
right?
It's not a crime.
Police, let them go. You can go out there and choke out homeless people, and nothing will happen to you.
This is why I encourage brothers and sisters, man. I mean, we really got a few people watching. Look, like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that. You better get into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, man. I'm telling you, you better get up in here because we're not standing for none of that. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for that brother, there wasn't no UP Kid men on that train. You know what I'm saying? If there was, it would be a whole different dialogue. You know what I'm saying? That we having right now. Not talking tough. Just talking righteously. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You know what I'm saying? Because that's disgusting. That's what goes on out here. His brother's getting choked, sisters getting choked, so on and so on. And we're just not standing for that. You understand what I'm saying? There was a brother that came against the camp, but he was asking some questions last week at the camp. The police was out here doing this, that, and other with the brothers. Yeah, what would you do about it? I said, stomp the police out too. And the police was outside. I believe he asked that question because the police was there.
Right.
And he just thought that we were going to cower over. You know what I'm saying? Which, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing that. So I'm going to just say, I'm going to say exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? And, the police turned and looked at me like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I'm being completely honest about what we would do. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to sit there and watch that because that's what's the term? Aren't you you're an accessory to the crime, ain't you?
Right.
Is that the word? I might be wrong.
Nah, I think you're correct.
I sit there and watch a nigga get choked out and all that. You don't do nothing about it when you can. Give a
yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Salakia, sir.
No. I'm agreeing with you, man. I'm agreeing with you.
Right.
Khan, Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna sit there and watch that. You know what I'm saying? It's unlawful. It's wrong. And Moses didn't do it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Do we got that with Moses? Did you ever pull that?
Oh, it's
All right, no sweat. No, saying Moses didn't sit back and watch. You know what I'm saying? As one of these disgusting, filthy heathens beat on his brother. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. It's biblical to stand up for your people.
Right.
That's biblical.
That's right.
Biblical. Sir?
No, I said that's right. Salakia. I'm the mic off.
And it's also biblical for us to figure out our problems amongst each other.
Right.
To go to him and him alone, figure it out, fix it, and so on and so on. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, since we fix what's in our household, anything that comes against our household, they in trouble.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They are in absolute trouble. Go ahead,
exactly.
Salaka, brother.
And listen, this is why brotherhood is important. You know what I mean? You listen, everyone who's watching this or listening later or whatever the case may be, what you are watching is a depiction of how it should be done, how brotherhood should be done to prevent things like this. You know what I mean? If people have more brotherhood, you wouldn't watch a brother just get killed. You know what I mean? You would stop the devil. You know what I mean? And listen, it don't even have to be some crazy experience. Hey, let him go. And he loosened up and you take it, and that's that. It could have been a non-news story. You know what I mean? But since you trust your oppressor and you don't have brotherhood, that's the result. So that's the result of not having brotherhood, death.
Absolutely. One video, there was one video I can hear. It was a brother, Israelite brother. You know what I'm saying? When I say Israelite, I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, so-called Black Latino with a Native American brother. He was like, yo, man, he shouldn't be doing that. Is he squeezing him? And one of the dudes that was holding his arm said, nah, he ain't squeezing him. He was squeezing him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was.
That was the same incident? The same incident?
Yeah, same incident. Because they got multiple camera views. He said, yo, you shouldn't, don't squeeze. Don't say, no, he's not squeezing him. He's not squeezing him. And he was squeezing that man's neck.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I want everybody that's listening, please like, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you are against what we're talking about, when I say against, like you are fed up with this oppressor killing us, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat right now if you're fed up with being killed by this oppressor. For black men, black women, when I say black, I mean all the tribes. If you are fed up with it, put a 1 in the chat. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and let's get it. You understand what I'm saying? Because that brother was murdered.
Yeah, I'm right.
But he was tortured.
Right.
You understand? He was tortured. And
Because
it's
he
not.
was hungry and thirsty.
Say again, sir?
Because he was hungry and thirsty, they said, right?
All because he was hungry and thirsty. A black man can't be hungry and thirsty out here. You can't be hungry and thirsty. I'm going to tell you where you can be hungry and thirsty if you can get that far.
That's right.
It's in the UPK. I haven't been hungry in years.
Right.
I haven't been thirsty in years. In years, I haven't been hungry or thirsty because I just put some shit in, some stuff in the chat. Hey, brothers, can you help me out? And there you go. Bing, 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 bing. The what's that thing called? What's that green thing called? The cash app will go off because brothers care about me and I care about them. We care about each other.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
So
Salaki, this is to get into the UPK.
Salaki, if I may, I noticed you look like you put on a little extra 30, 40 pounds, yo. So you well taken care of in the UPK, brother.
Most I correct. Yeah, Peraza came. He gonna choke me out real quick. You know what I'm saying? I love my niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Everybody know that. You know what I'm saying? So listen.
On a serious note, though, I know, and Salakia, just to bring a little light there, because it's like every other day you see one of our people like being mishandled by our oppressors, and it's to the point where it's a norm. And understand this: our kids are on the internet as well, so now our kids are being raised up to think that it's normal for Asian, African, devil dog, to run up on us, an East Indian to run up on us,
right,
and to harm us, and it's okay, and no justice is going to be served. Nah,
absolutely not.
But understand this. In order for justice to be served, we got to come back to the Lord. We got to come back to the Most High. Because if we don't, this is going to happen, and it is going to be a norm. But the sooner our people start coming back to the Lord, getting in these classes, learning their heritage and their culture, and not following our oppressors' holidays and customs. That's all the Lord wants, is for us to come back to him. And he got our back.
Right.
But as long as we still worshiping Allah, these rocks, and, all these other deities, this is going to happen. This is going to happen when we sitting here chasing Easter bunnies and Christmas and celebrating the slaughter of our ancestors for Thanksgiving, If we sit there and we keep partaking in our oppressors' culture, this is the end result right here.
Right.
This is the end result. And more is going to keep happening to our people until our people come back to the Lord. Right. How do you come back? Getting these classes.
Right.
It's no excuse. The four corners of the earth have classes, schools. They have online classes. If you have access to a computer, a tablet, you name it, a smartphone, it's no excuse.
I'm right, sir.
Absolutely, sir. You want to say something?
No. I'm good.
Yeah, that's absolute fact. You know what I'm saying? One thing before we're gonna close out pretty soon, sir. You know what I'm saying? We spent this whole show to talk about the atrocities of this event that took place. You know what I'm saying? The brother getting choked out by a civilian. Not by a cop,
right?
Not by a fireman or some serviceman, by a regular civilian. He got choked to death, and that civilian is home, and he's about to watch the Knicks versus who they play? Whoever.
No, that's
LeBron James. He's about to sit there and watch. He's at home. Yeah. He's at home. Meanwhile, that black man's family is crying.
Right. He's on Twitter releasing statements.
Yeah, he's on.
I seen him on Twitter.
He's tweeting.
Yeah, he's tweeting the whole statement.
He's tweeting.
You know, fighting back. Wait, fighting back the commentary.
Yeah,
He's chilling.
Can you believe this? He's at home.
What is he saying? What's he saying? He's saying something reckless?
Of course. Him defending himself is reckless.
That's reckless.
It's reckless.
Him saying anything is reckless.
Of course.
It's just reckless.
No. You know what I mean? Like, what was his name? That killed
like
Trayvon Martin, Zimmerman. Well, after he got off, he was talking hella reckless. You know,
if this man's not saying, "I'm sorry, I did not mean this. I did not. That wasn't my intent." If he's not kissing boots, then he's talking reckless.
Right.
So Salaki, if I may, he's you know what I'm saying, and we forget everything we're on going held against you in the court of law. He's talking reckless.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He don't feel like nothing gonna be held against him. You know what I'm saying? The way that they say to us, he's comfortable in this kingdom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, why everybody flipping? I just choked out, you know what I'm saying? Some African American.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just choked him out. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was one of those what they call it, like defectors. He was one of those defectors I was just getting rid of so we could have more food for the rest of the nation.
He's talking like, you know, I was just defending myself and the brother was belligerent and you know what I mean? Everything he's saying is reckless to me. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he's reckless. You know what I mean? The fact that he's comfortable enough to tweet while hiding. You just understand this. He's supposed to be hiding because there are people protesting right now. They stopping the trains just to get him arrested. He's not just hiding and not saying, he's talking. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, his face is being blurred on the news. The brother's face. When is it okay to show someone dying? You know what I'm saying? That was okay. That's not too graphic. A brother dying is not too graphic, but if you show the person killing his face, I mean, you're going too far. Right. We got to censor that for our advertisers. Just understand that. Like, y'all got to see, like, they don't think it's too gruesome for their advertisers to show a brother being choked to death. Like, just understand the psychology of that, right? You're hiding the killer's face because you don't want to upset your advertisers, right? Because you can't say the F word on the news. You can't, but you can show a brother just life slipping away from him.
If I may, you know what I'm saying? And with the priests and prophets saying so on Hard Body One West, we need, you know what I'm saying, America to realize this. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James choking out, you know what I'm saying? Choking out
whoever.
Donald who's that on the other basketball player?
Dillon Brooks, whoever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Donald Bird. You know what I'm saying? Bird.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Choking him out on the news. The news. You know what I'm saying? LeBron James choking out Tom Cruise on the news.
They won't ever show a black person killing a white person on the news.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
You know, they won't ever show that. You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere.
Imagine that.
There's nowhere in history where 4 black men can choke out a white guy on a train to death and they all go home. You know what I'm saying? And they censor the faces of the black people. You understand? Like that don't happen. We all know it. We all understand that. You know what I mean? It's clearly this is racism, and this is teaching everyone psychology wise to that it's okay to kill black people. You know what I mean? It's teaching them. Even you don't have to say it. You know what I mean? You can just show it. You know what I mean? And we're all numb to it now. We've all seen it 100 videos of our people dying. They're not censoring them or nothing. You know what I'm saying? We all have a billion hashtags. Whenever we get into arguments with oppressors, we start naming names like it. You know what I'm saying? We all know this. You know what I mean? This is why you shouldn't trust them. It's clear that they have an agenda against us. They always have. And that's that. That's that. I don't know what more. What more do we have to do for you not to trust someone? I don't know, kill you for hundreds of years or every occasion, segregate you, take all your money, burn your towns. I don't know what more do they have to do for you not to trust them. They have never proven themselves trustworthy ever. Hundreds of years. We're reading verses from 1,000 years ago saying don't trust them. You know what I mean? Which means it was happening then. Just understand that's in our holy book. You know what I mean? In our holy book, it's saying don't trust them. You know what I mean? But you don't want to listen to that. You don't listen to that. You don't listen to nothing. What more you got to do? What more you got to say? How many more people got to die for you not to trust these people? They're not. They are your enemy. They never stop being your enemy. You can't give me a time in history where it ended to where they're not your enemy. You know what I mean? I can show you every single year they've been your enemy. You know what I mean? Wait, stop. It wasn't the 60s. It wasn't the 50s. It wasn't the 80s. It wasn't the 90s. They've never stopped being your enemy. And black people need to understand that so we can come together. That is the big issue. Coming together.
That's right. If I may, and that's the reason why, you know what I'm saying, let it be known, gonna play that video again. Gonna play that video again, you know what I'm saying? Like our president never forget.
Hello?
How deviant these people are.
Slack if I may, real quick.
He went off. He got to come back.
Okay, all right. Listen, real quick, y'all. In the chat, we're gonna play this video. We're gonna close out soon because brothers got things to do. We have an oppressor to fight, so we're gonna close out pretty soon. You understand what I'm saying? I want you to do me a favor. Put a 1. No, matter of fact, put a 2 in the chat if you're subscribed. If you subscribe to Let It Be Known on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? If you subscribe and you're liking and sharing and commenting, put a 2 in there. You know what I'm saying? Put a 2 in there real quick. You know what I'm saying? Or put a fist in there. Something to let us know that you rocking and rolling with us, man. Because we're really out here and we really rocking and trying to do our thing. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure you put a 2 in that chat or put a fist in that chat. You understand what I'm saying? Let us know that you like us, that you're sharing it, that you're commenting, that you subscribe, that you're really down with this truth. Because if not, you are just a part of the problem. You are part of the brother getting choked out and all of that. You are a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just tune in and watch us, looking at us like we're some goddamn museum. You know what I'm saying? We are priests and prophets out here in this world trying our best to wake our people up. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want them people waking up, put a 2 in the chat right now. You know what I'm saying? Put a 2 in there and put a fist in there right now. If you represent, you better like and share this content that we putting out there. You understand? We're going to end the show on this brother getting choked out. Watch it. Watch all of it. It could be your son. You got a son out there? You send your son to the store? Go to the store and get some milk real quick? That little nigga can get choked out anytime. You understand? You think you big and buff and you think you something special? You can get choked out anytime. Hey, sis, you ever heard of Sandra Bland before? You can get choked out too. You understand? Give me a scripture real quick. 1 Corinthians and do 1 and 10. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10 real quick. And we're going to end the show on this because this is disgusting. The comfortability that we feel in this wicked, disgusting society is really disturbing, man. We're not on our 1s and 2s. We're not paying attention. You better keep your back against the wall. You better keep your back against the wall. You understand? Because they're coming for you. They're coming for us. Do you understand that? Give me 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. We're going to close out on this scripture, and then we're going to play the video, and you better watch your son get choked out. Watch your father get choked out. Watch your uncle, your cousin, your best friend. Watch yourself get choked out. Read it.
Come on. 1 Corinthians.
Come on.
1 Corinthians 1 and 10. Now I beseech you, brethren.
Now I beseech you. That means I'm begging you. I'm urgently seeking out to you. Please go ahead.
By the name of our Lord Jesus.
Read it how it is.
Jesus Christ. That ye all speak the same thing.
Say it again. Speak what?
Speak the same thing.
We should all speak the same thing. The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And you should know that. You should speak that, live that, breathe that, sweat that, defecate it, piss it, all of it. You know what I'm saying? That the white man's the devil. We should all be on the same accord. You understand that, don't you? Keep going.
And that there be no division.
No what?
No division.
I'm a Baptist. What?
No division.
I'm a Pentecostal. What?
No division.
I'm a Catholic. What?
And that be no division.
I'm a Muslim.
To be no division.
I'm light-skinned.
No division.
I'm dark-skinned.
No division.
No divisions. There should be no divisions amongst us. Not a little bit. Go ahead.
Among you.
Uh-huh.
That, but that ye be perfectly joined together.
Say it again. Be what?
Perfectly joined together.
Oh, we should be perfectly joined together. I don't know what the problem is. We should be perfectly joined together. Ups, downs, and all arounds. We should just be perfectly joined together. That's it. You understand? Perfectly joined together. Perfectly. Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shah. You understand that? That's how we should be joined together perfectly, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta have little disagreements here and there. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do that. Because if we don't, then somebody's somebody's lying. You understand? So we're gonna have a ups and downs and our all arounds, but we're gonna be what? Perfectly what?
That ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment.
Yeah, there you go. You understand what I'm saying? Black man, woman, and child, you better wake up. Stop being stupid. You understand what I'm saying? And if you really care, you better share this. You better share it. You better tell your mama and your daddy, your cousins, your brother, and all of that they better get on the same accord that you on. You're right, and they're wrong. You understand? You in a cult. If you love being in a cult, put a 3 in the chat.
Right.
Put a number 3 in the chat. If you love being a part of this cult, if you love being in this cult, if this is what you live for, and this is what you die for, and this is what you breathe for, put a 3 in the chat if you love being in this goddamn cult, man. I love it. Put a 3 in there for me. Put a 3 in there. Put 3 per Shalayala. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put a 3 in there for myself. You understand? Put a 3 in there. You understand? I love this goddamn cult. I love it because we speak the same thing. We got the same mind, the same judgment, and everything else, and I love it.
Right.
And I'm going to die doing it. No matter what. No matter what. No matter what. We're going to have ups and downs and all around, disagreements and everything else, and everybody know who I am. I'm the staggering, sleepy guy. Everybody knows me, and I'm going to continue to love my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to love me too.
Damn right.
You understand? Because it's bigger than that. We die for each other here. More importantly, we live for each other too.
Right.
You understand that, don't you? Now, let's show some unbrotherly garbage. Let's show to where there is no brotherhood, to where black men get choked out by some Caucasian, choked out. Let's play it. We're gonna end the show on this. It could be you, could be your son, could be your brother, could be your mother, could be your father, could be anybody you know. Unfortunately, it was him. You understand? Y'all want to close out and say anything else? Lockie, y'all want to say something?
I'm good. That's it, man. That's it.
Let's get it.
Tonight, the Manhattan DA is investigating a disturbing incident that occurred on the New York City subway system. A man died after he was put into a chokehold by another rider on Monday. A warning, the video that I am about to show you is difficult to watch. You can see hand jacket has his arm wrapped around the neck of a man in a white tee who police have since identified as 30-year-old Jordan Neely, and at least 2 other riders then jump in to subdue Neely. At this time, CNN has not independently confirmed what happened that led to this incident, and we do not know how long Neely was restrained or whether or not he was armed. But witnesses say that Neely was acting erratically when he boarded the train. He did not, however, physically attack anyone, according to that witness. Neely was found unconscious and given first aid. When police arrived, he was then transported to a nearby hospital and was pronounced dead later that day. The medical examiner's office has ruled the incident a homicide due to chokehold. So joining me now is New York City Mayor Eric Adams on this and a number of other topics. Mayor Adams, this is something that is really at front of mind for your city right now. It is about both what is happening in the subways, but also about the death of this 30-year-old. What can you tell us about what led up to this incident? What do you know?
Well, right now it's still ongoing, and really our hearts go out to the family and this terrible incident. And the district attorney, as you stated,
radically when he boarded the train. He did not, however, physically attack anyone, according to that witness. Neely was found unconscious